Question. I don't know.
In this lonely ass world, it's getting colder. I'm not going nowhere if I cannot take my boat in. My mind was bred a little different, yeah, from my own past. If I see heat, why the fuck would I wanna go there? Mama, I make you smiling. Mama, your little nigga came from wildin'. Mama, always got in trouble, I was shouted. Mama, now I'm staring at shit. Mama, I'm the pilot. Mama, if I want something, I'ma go get it. Mama, swim with the sharks, piranhas, and fishes. Mama, it's so hard down here, God is my witness. Mama, I know where I'm going. Mama, I'm a fan. It's hard not knowing who is really gonna be there for me. I wish you could be here to see me the day I start touring. Shit be on my mind every second when I'm not recording. I'm waking up conversating with the Lord every morning. I mistakenly took the wrong path, I had to rewind. I fumbled trying to move too fast, I had to keep trying. Growing up I got in trouble, told myself to keep lying. So much stress be building up, swear I be needing me time.
Grand rising, everybody. This is another beautiful and joyous day. The sun is shining. It looks beautiful outside. Yesterday was a very beautiful day. Yesterday was my granny's birthday, and like my granddaddy, they're only 4 days apart. His is the 16th, hers is the 20th. They would have been 90 years old today. And so yesterday, Tuesday would be their anniversary. They would have been married 69 years or something like that, if they was, still together. So we had a family dinner at my mother's house. It was just my mom and my sisters, just to celebrate her parents, just to celebrate them, because without Sally and Wade, it would be no us, none of us. So that was a beautiful time. I guess the reason behind the season, and yeah, that's that. Oh, before I get into the show and all that good stuff and say good morning to the panel and ask everybody about their weekend, because I definitely want to hear about everybody's weekend. I want to say to Molly Moss C. Moss, Shades of Blue by AM Morning. Get those products. Get in here and get some of this goodness that we always talk about every day on the Morning Mac Show. We talk about the Molly Moss C. Moss, the health benefits and all that good stuff and how it's good for you and the body. And we also talk about Shades of Blue. It's a funny, good piece of literature. It'll make you laugh, it'll make you cry. You get all your emotions tangled up in there. It's just touch the people's feelings to see if they really feeling stuff. The senses about life and everything. That's what Shades of Blue. Let me see. I see the panel. Good morning, Molly. Good morning, Trey. Good morning.
Good morning. What's up? Good morning.
How was y'all weekend?
A fresh batch of lemonade. Since we're talking about it, that's what I like.
I can't even damn it see it.
Order up. I wish you could put yourself solo screen, Molly. There we go. Fresh lemonade. We talking about product. The product is there. It is there to grab. It is there to buy. So let's not talk about it. Let's be about it. Let's get right with our health and get right with that Molly Moss C. Moss lemonade.
Shoot, no, Molly, he probably already sold them. You know how much? When Molly make it, it's already sold. I bet you.
Yeah, because we got some. They definitely got some orders in. I know Ronnie and a few other people talk, so I'm gonna get some of that after the show. Let me know. That's cool. I like to see the business going.
It's already sold. he gonna need a staff to take the orders, to keep the orders in the house, to keep it going.
I'm happy for those that anybody that got something monetary they can do with their hands or their voice, like comedy, for instance. But anybody who can do anything extra outside of your job that's making you some money, pulling you some funds in. I don't care if it's $50 a week. I'm all for that. So anybody has anything innovative like that, I think that's dope.
Hey, Shaquan Williams. Hey, I can't see who else on the side.
Oh, she in the studio? Because I seen her comment. Good morning, Mr. Shaquan.
She said Molly with the fresh batch of the CMO.
That's black business right there, Mr. Shaquan. That's black business. Yes, ma'am.
Shaquan must be in class this morning.
That's all right.
In class.
That's okay.
Molly, I got the video set up. I want to talk about these videos. I mean, it was I saw this, came across this video especially. I think the one we about to pull up. I loved it. Loved it. It showed how young men and women, how
you're lazy lover.
Who is that? Funny man, David Green.
Yeah, coming in like that. Oh,
David Green. I know, talking about some lazy lover. David Green, who said he's a lazy lover? Good morning, David Green.
What's up, funny man?
Oh, his woman must be up.
Oh, what's up? What's up?
Who's that saying you a lazy lover?
Nah, he got his TV in the background. I thought somebody said that to him. I swear to God, but it's the TV.
They would turn that daggone TV down.
Oh, my fault. My bad.
Because Mr. Lazy Lover, I'm like, what the hell they you watch?
Because if you cut your camera on, we all watching this shit together. So. Oh, and then these two. One thing I want to do is I can't remember who brought it up. I don't know if it was Mr. Quan or it was I don't know who brought it up, but I think it was Lee maybe that brought it up about the like recapping on the book one of these days. I don't know who brought it up. Somebody mentioned it like 3 or 4 days ago, but somebody said something about recapping on the Shades of Blue book. Like, and not having like a read along, but having like I think you might have said it.
Yeah, I did. I've said that for some time that I wanted to do it, to get the people to talk about, not, to tell what their favorite character and chapter was, just to, give some people some zeal about the book. Because everybody interprets the book in their own different way. And when they read it, they get different stuff out the book. So
yeah, I want to do that soon. I know you mentioned it before, but I would like to get that into the forefront soon. I read the book twice, so what I want to be able to recap or have some type of something on it. What's up, Damien?
What's up, man? Man,
I see all the pictures rolling in.
They'll wore my fucking narrow ass out, man. God damn, I'm tired. I'm drinking early. Fuck that. We had so much fun. We had so much fucking fun.
It looked like it too. Genuine pictures, genuine smile. Like I said on one of them comments, genuine smile. Like it was fun the whole time.
Well, I just can't wait because I got my the dirtiest Joker competition on Thursday at a place called 66 Kicks in Springfield, and I've already got more people signed up than I've got spots for. But I'm gonna just let them all go because that's how I fucking roll. But whoever wins, they get 20% of the bar sales, and they get to be the feature spot. And then Brenda picks out the headliner, whoever can make it, because the hub is down. We got residency for a year.
Okay, wow.
Locked
so you
in.
locked the hub in for a year. All right, locked in.
Lock it in. Lock it in. Hold on. I got it.
I can't wait to hear how did Phil and Brenda enjoy themselves. When did they leave? They left Sunday?
No, yesterday I took them to the airport probably around I don't know, 2:00. But we had to stop by a place in St. Louis by the airport, another place of mine. So I walked in, I sold 2 shirts, and I booked another venue.
That's
Took me
what's
10
up.
minutes.
Get your,
10
get
minutes
See,
your
away.
bread, man.
Althea, I have to explain to you. I am so new to this. I mean, I haven't been doing this for 18 years online or whatever. I mean, I'm so new to it. It's a blessing because I get to steal all of your guys' jokes, which is great for me. But all I do is promote live shows. So to take the talent that I see,
I got a call, y'all. That's the doctor's office.
go ahead, take
Not
it,
a
girl.
problem. Well, continue what you were saying. Continue what you were saying, Damien, for the moment.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
so,
especially about stealing jokes.
I hope in some way that I showed them exactly what I do, and I think now they believe it because they didn't get kidnapped. They got treated like royalty, and they got here safe, and they got home safe, and shit. I mean,
I'm all for
me and my wife Connie, we traveled 24 hours back and forth because we're in Springfield and the airport's in St. Louis, and dropping them off and coming back and doing all the other stuff even after the show. I just wanted them to make sure that they were going to be treated like royalty, and I think I accomplished that. They were very happy.
Like they was having fun. Every picture, like every little reason they had to make their own individual posts without being around each other and all of that. So I can tell they really had fun.
Well, that's what it's about. See, I got 2 rules in my business as a producer and comedian. I got 2 rules and I got 3 principles. The 2 rules are this: number 1, have fun. That's the number 1 rule. Number 2, if you're in a hurry, don't go. Now, the 3 principles are very specific. Number 1, be authentic. Number 2, don't worry about the outcome. Number 3, just do the work. You're a comic.
Who was the military guy that you gave a shirt to? I think it was a Fuck Cancer shirt, if I'm not mistaken. I didn't look.
No, it wasn't a Fuck Cancer shirt because I also support Operation Outdoor Freedom. So that shirt says, "For those who fought freedom as a taste, only the protected will ever know." And it was some kid who just came out of boot camp. So as a retired Navy veteran, I mean, I had to give him some love, and I gave him the shirt for free.
Right.
And after, by the way, not totally free because his mom just bought this one, the Fuck Cancer one. So I saw him coming out. He just come out of boot camp. He's got his Class A's on. Only got one little ribbon on his uniform, and I know exactly what that's like. Boy, you're going off to A school, aren't you? You just graduated. So
yep. He looked humble and grateful.
Yeah. Oh my God,
Mr. Quan said, "I like those principles." Yeah. I think some of those videos that I've seen,
do the work.
I think some of those videos I've seen, like that you posted with them, and them just being out there in general, I think really showed your personality, because being online is completely different from being in somebody's face. So I think they really got a chance to see the gold mine and see what can come to the forefront. That's cool.
Well, you know who I consider family.
What up, Woo?
You know what I consider family instead of friends? Here's who I consider family. Everyone.
Hey, Damien.
Yeah.
I'm coming up with a shirt too.
Okay.
It's gonna say "White don't swipe."
Well, Aaron, what I can do for you is that's fucking funny. White don't swipe. Yeah, but if you guys want, I mean, it's just an extra revenue source. But my boy at Queen City Graphics, he'll set up an online store for you, and it'll be your store, and you'll get a royalty. He'll do all the production. But me, what I do, how I make my bread, is I buy them, 300 at a time. And Brenda, I know she was making that. She didn't make that story up when we were in the truck going to Uranus. But yeah, I mean, that's how I promote. That way I don't have to sell tickets. I've never charged admission to any of my shows in 18 years, ever. So I get it on the street.
And do that real work. I know
Alright.
Molly was putting up that first video. I don't know if he was gonna play it and we was gonna replay it for Reach.
You probably was going to play it. I was going.
Whatever
They
Brenda
ain't
set
finished
off.
rapping.
Okay,
They
no
ain't
problem.
talk.
It's
So I
all
was
right.
feeding my brother out.
That's all right. That's all right. But if you
What's up,
want,
Trey, Molly,
What up, Dave?
shit, ain't nothing for
What's up,
real.
Dave?
What up,
I got my
Dave?
Reese,
little tripod and shit now, so I ain't gotta hold this joint.
Jaquan,
Oh, you good morning.
DJ Woo Woo.
Let's
Yeah,
check
little
this
joint.
out. Reese
All right.
want us to see. We can give our opinions on it. We might have to play it back once more people pop in, but we can go
That's
ahead
cool.
now.
And she's the waiter. We come in, the men open the door for the lady. It's the form of I honor you. Men, we gotta make sure we're sitting where the door is. The reason why is because I gotta see who coming in that boy. It's a form of protection. So she sit down, I sit down. Allow her to order first. Like we like sex, they like food. Look, she's smiling. She can't even stop smiling. The cheeseburger face. Now I'm spending time with your mind, and we're not just sitting there looking crazy. What did you do wrong? Wrong seat. Go back, go back.
Graduated early.
No, still in high school. What would you guys like today? Today we having a snow cone on.
What's gonna be the name?
It's gonna be called Blue.
You like coffee? You drink tea? I will start feeding into my personality. That makes sense?
I see your hair messy.
So what happened is she's controlling the conversation. Y'all see that? Even though that might not be your personality, we have to grow out of that shell and show more of who we are.
In my class today, we learned about relationships. Our new generation ain't really talking like they'll just drive.
I ain't never been like taught like this, nothing like this, like how to start a conversation with a female, like how to keep a conversation going, how to like try to find out like certain things that we like about each other, like stuff like that.
Dating, and she's the waiter. We come in, the
I think that's a good video.
Man, that was like a Dr. Phil session. He's preaching.
I'm glad that somebody teaching these kids how to interact, because I don't see nobody do shit but look at their phone. I think that's cool. I mean, we need them boys and girls type clubs where you teach etiquette and stuff. Like, that's cool to me. Yeah, I like that.
I like it. Who wants to start it off? Dame, how you feel about this teacher teaching his kids how to date properly? You know, how men should treat women on a date and how they
Okay. I think that I think these youngsters today are all fucked up. They have no fucking clue. They don't know what it is to open the door. They don't know what it is to open the door on the car. They don't know what it is to bring a rose ahead of the date. You know, they don't know how to listen. Most of the men don't. These young kids, these young boys, they don't know how to listen. So when they're talking over, you know, the girl, I mean, she just closed down. You know, I mean, how you expect to get some fucking pussy when you're not listening for the pussy? You know, I mean, let them get to know you too, motherfucker. Let them ask you questions when they're talking and they're asking you questions. That's how you camaraderie and you get a friendship started, and then that can turn into something else. That's my opinion.
That's that opinion. What's your thoughts on the Trey Money? How you feel about this teacher?
Shit, I think it's great. Just simply some of the simple things that he mentioned, which all men should be doing, especially in the presence of a woman, or protecting themselves, really. But as simple as watching the door. Like, let her be to the door, not yours, because you need to be the one that's spotting things for her. Something as simple as opening the door for her shouldn't be a problem. Like, I like that etiquette. I think we need to be. How else are we going to have families, and possibly push ourselves back to wanting families or anything if we don't teach our kids how to interact, how to talk, how to get to know each other? Because the dating game is trash as far as like how adults interact, let alone teenagers. So I think teaching them something he might establish some connections or something, or you birth some connections that wouldn't have been there if they didn't know how to, get engaged with each other. So I fuck with it. I like it.
Yeah. Hey, Destiny, I see you just popped in here with us. I don't know if you caught the video.
No, I didn't get to see the video.
Okay, you got stepdaddy in here. All right, funny man. You get your opinion on the video before I share it again, or you want me to go ahead and share it again?
Oh, first of all, you know, I find it ironic, Damien talking about talking over people and not listening. But as far as the video goes, whatever, you know, I 100% feel that or whatever. You know, what I mean, you got you, especially the younger generation. You know, what I mean, that's following different rap artists and everything. Or all about disrespecting women and stuff like that. No, to have a class, whatever, they're going to break that cycle. Yeah, I 100% feel it.
I feel that.
That I'm gonna share the video again for Destiny and Lee. They just
lock it in.
They just
lock it in.
I don't want them to be, not knowing what we talking about. I'm gonna share this clip with y'all.
Daily, and she's the waiter. When you come in, the men open the door for the lady. It's the form of I honor you. Men, we gotta make sure we're sitting where the door is. The reason why is because I gotta see who's coming in that door. It's a form of protection. So she sit down, I sit down. Allow her to order first. Like we like sex, they like food. Look, she's smiling. She can't even stop smiling. The cheeseburger face. Now, I'm spending time with the mind, and we're not just sitting there looking crazy.
Go back.
Graduated early.
No, still in high school. What would you guys like today? Today we having a SoCal Illinois. What's gonna be the name?
It's gonna be called Blue.
You like coffee? You like drink tea? Start eating to my personality. That makes sense?
I see your hair message.
So what happened is she's controlling the conversation. Y'all see that? Even though that might not be your personality, we have to grow out of that shell and show more of who we are.
In my class today, we learned about relationships. Our new generation ain't really talking. Like they just drive.
I ain't never been like talking like this, nothing like this, like how to start a conversation with a female, like how to keep a conversation going, how to like try to find out like certain things that we like about each other, like stuff like that.
Dating and she.
Yeah, Cody, Destiny, Lee.
Yeah, I like that. They're teaching them how to date before fucking. That's right.
Right, thanks.
What's your thoughts on
I
it?
had an opportunity last night where, like, I haven't gotten any since my man left me about 2 months ago, and I had this opportunity with somebody that I, sampled back in the day, and it was a good sampling. But whenever he was like, "Hey, come over," and I knew what he wanted, I was like, man, I don't want it to be expected. You don't want to like take me out on a dinner date or something. Like, it'd make me a lot more interested in throwing it out there if I had a steak in front of me.
At least.
Lock it in.
Get out at least. I can't wait to reach you. Pop back in. See, but Earth sees we lost Lee. I don't know. I like the fact that he teaching this to some young men. I'm not sure how it work with the women. I don't know if they learning from this, but I like the fact that he telling young men this how you should treat women when you take them out on a date. And now telling women how they should react or respond. I think that's when a woman should step in, or a woman teacher. But what he doing is good. I just never understood why a lot of these things do go down in school. Like, it's always talking about dating. Like, he even mentioned in one of the clips, he said, we only want sex, but they like to eat just as much as we like to have sex.
I was surprised he said that, though.
That's kids,
Yeah, saying that in a kid's school, that was like, whoa, holy shit.
I was surprised by that, though.
They probably already active over that, but it's still, it's a thin line between that. I really don't like the fact that teachers teaching that in school. Now, if it was just a father or somebody in the household, you teaching your child, but for a student and a teacher, I don't know, there's too much weird shit that be happening with these teachers. And that saying that it is with him, he might be a great teacher, but this how a lot of these other weirdos teachers get away with a lot of things You know,
Yeah.
like, I don't know, but we can go
Well,
back on real.
I
Go ahead,
agree.
Daphne.
I agree with what you're saying, but this also has slight vibes from like, have you seen this movie called Take the Lead? It's starring Antonio
What's up,
Banderas.
Josh?
It's hello, Josh. It's starring Antonio Banderas. It's based on a true story where a dance instructor ended up working at a school with a lot of individuals that were more into gang type violence. So just being violent, having guns, fights, getting pregnant, and all that jazz. And he goes to work with these the worst of the kids, so kids that are always in detention, and teaches them how to dance. And I mean, of course, the majority of them don't need to be taught how to street dance, but he teaches them like the rumba and shit like that. And in doing that, actually all the parents are like freaking out, but then he has a meeting with the parents and shows the parents how it teaches a woman to trust a man and teaches a man to hold a woman with respect. And I loved it. It's one of my favorite movies. Y'all should go watch that.
That's what's up.
You only like it because of Antonio Banderas.
Oh yeah, you know that's right. You know that's right. She likes Antonio Banderas, but she should probably go back to The Notebook. That movie right there will make you cry, even if you're a man.
Oh, I was about to say, I ain't no chick flick girl.
Well, we on to you, Dane.
Right.
How would you feel about a teacher teaching your kids this? You know, I know your kids probably grown now, but if they was in school at this time and they came home and saying they teacher said this the way you do things on this and that, would you be okay with your teacher talking to them about dating and sex or anything like that?
Well, I'd be totally okay with a teacher doing his job, and I totally respect teachers. But if my kids had any questions, they got to come to me, and I'll tell them what's up.
Yeah.
That's it. I mean, drop the mic.
I mean, parents are always telling their daughters, like, oh yeah, boys only want one thing.
That's right, Destiny. You are a badass woman. Okay, I'm telling you, you're a badass woman, Destiny. Don't ever let anyone say that again. And by the way, I've seen all your videos where you're dancing and stuff. And man, that shit turns me on. And then my wife gets a little tail afterwards. I mean, come on, you're helping me out. That's fucking cool shit.
Yeah.
Drop the mic.
Tell them subscribe.
Yeah. Whatever, dude.
What about you, funny man? Can you allow your kids to go to school? Will you allow your kids to go to school and have a teacher like this that teach them just about dating and how they should take out a girl, and possibly, you know, this will probably get you the draws if you take them out and treat them right?
I mean, I'm okay with the the respect, respecting women, and what it wasn't just respecting women. It was actually like respecting each other. You know what I mean? We was talking about
Yes.
conversations and different things like that. I'm okay with that, whatever. No, but when it comes down to the sex part or whatever, is where I think it's a little stepping the line or whatever. I didn't hear that. I must have been listening to Damien.
Sorry.
I don't think that's much of a line overstep. So whenever a teenage girl hears their parents say, all those boys out there want is sex, and in their brain they're like, no, I know better than you. They want my attention. So whenever this teacher said, all y'all want is sex and all they want is a nice meal, then he turned around and the boys are smiling, the girls are smiling. That's confirmation on both sides. That teacher basically had those young men admit what those daughters, the parents of those daughters have told them, and those daughters didn't want to listen to. The teacher just went ahead and put it in their face and had everybody admit to what's right. So even though it was very blatant and not something you would normally hear, I like that he said that shit.
Sometimes that shit gotta come from a different person because it's not. You know,
Yeah.
you don't always want to hear certain shit from your parents. It's biased. So
Sometimes parents in today's world, sometimes parents give their kids a cell phone or an iPad or something and let them figure it out for themselves. So I think it's pretty courageous that a teacher would do that in today's time and is just like nail it. You know, I mean, this is some old school stuff, man. You let her sit down, let her order, open the door for her. I mean, be a gentleman. And, you know, a true gentleman is also a gangster. A true gentleman is also a gangster. If you're not a gentleman, you ain't no gangster.
What up,
Phil? Slicky said, "Hey to you, Damien." What's up, Phil?
Say?
Oh, he was just saying, "Hey to Damien too."
How
Phil
y'all
Page
feel
is wore
about it
out.
in the comments? Shaquan, Slicky, LA, let us know how y'all feel about it. Would y'all let this teacher? I mean, how would y'all feel about this teacher if y'all came home and said this what he was teaching in class? I'm okay with it if I was to go up there and meet the teacher and I get to know, because most of the teachers that my daughter have, me and her mother know them. We know the teachers, we get a vibe from the teachers or not. But I still probably ask them, you know, let me do that, you know, like that's something I would like to do for my child. Because I remember growing up, my parents taught me like this how you should do this, and you should always open the door for a lady. They even showed me how to hand dance, you know, so they was hand dancing. So it just like it depends on different eras too, you know, like 'cause some of the things my mother and father told me, we didn't do no more at my time when I was there. We ain't had record players and all that stuff, but they thinking about the time when they was dating. Not thinking that with him, like y'all don't not these kids don't know how to talk to each other because they date online. That's why they didn't have online dating back in the day. So a lot of these
Respect don't change. It don't matter what era it is. Respect is respect. Respect don't change. We
Right.
change, but respect don't change.
all right, go ahead. You can make your point, Phil. Before I go ahead, you can make your point on it then. I was
No,
like,
I mean, you know, we get all caught up in what right, man. You supposed, treat her the way she's supposed to be treated, provided she earns that respect. But I mean, I tell my folks all the time, chivalry ain't dead; it's just resting. So, hey, right is right. What your parents taught you is still right today. It don't just because the world has changed a little bit. Right don't change.
and that's the thing. I never said it was
right
wrong.
forever.
I never said it was wrong. I'm just saying how time changed, and that's how we can't never relate. Because older people feel like you saying it's wrong. I'm saying that online is how these kids date. This how do y'all know how these kids communicate? They like to go to the bowling alley, the skating ring, and stuff like that from time to time. But I know people that got married meeting each other on a fucking video game. They met each other on Call of Duty, fell in love, met each other, and got married. So it's a different time. That don't mean you don't know how to treat a woman. They just meet and communicate a lot different than they did back in those days. That's all I was saying.
It's just a variety, I think.
The minute the
it's just a
family
variety
said
of
that's how
options.
Slicky learned, that's how he learned.
Hey, panel, I'm just going to let you know Phil is in love with my wife. He is totally in love with my wife, Connie. He's totally in love with her.
Yeah, man, Connie, the best woman ever. I don't know what the hell she doing with you.
Oh, God, she said that every fucking day.
And that's what she told us. And that's what she told us. I don't know what the hell I'm doing with him.
You put yourself out there that way.
Shaquan put a comment. She said she agreed with the teacher teaching life skills is something that our educational system lacks, respectfully.
Yeah.
And L.A. Prosson said, I already would have told my kids how to treat people. That's the thing. Like, we always look for them to teach us shit. Like, what do we teach our kids on our own
Hey,
and don't
everyone say
depend on
hi,
the system
Connie.
to
Say
teach
hi,
them?
Connie.
Because that's what most times that be happening. Hey, Connie.
Hey, Connie.
I'm glad you asked it.
Hey, Connie.
I'm back, guys.
Let's go.
We're talking about. Hey, y'all. Hey, Phil, everybody.
Say hi, Connie.
Hi, Connie.
She says, hold on. Hey, Connie, say hi to Althea.
Hi, Althea.
The video where they was teaching the kids how to go on a date, I guess that's for those who fall between the cracks. Unfortunately, I hate to say it, what we supposed to learn or what we supposed to get is not always what we do get. So I guess and that's good because they're trying to fill in the gaps. Because if you don't learn it from home from your parents, I'd rather them to teach it out versus the streets out there learning it, because everybody don't get the same thing. We all don't have the same type of parents, because everybody is different.
Right.
So if you are one of them kids that you don't get that at home, at least it's somewhere where you can get it properly.
Yeah. Well,
what we do.
Hey, Althea, Connie said this. She just said, you know what? I've been with Damien 5.5 years, and the first thing I wanted was go to Red Lobster. In 5.5 years, I've never taken her to Red Lobster. She's still pissed off about that shit. You believe that crap?
Dang.
I didn't take Red Lobster. I took her
young adults versus old ass adults. See, you should know better. You an old ass adult. You should know better. We talking about kids that adolescents.
Not grown age.
Reese, if that guy is actually like teaching that class or something like that, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? Or something related to that or something. I understand, but if he's a math teacher teaching that, you know what I mean? Then it's like, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? What are you doing or whatever? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like if it's a health teacher, or if he's like, hey, I'm starting this program. I want, you know what I mean? If you want to join my class, whatever, get your parents' permission. This is this and all. You know what I mean? Something like that.
But like,
but flip the coin on that. What if the teacher flip the coin on that? What if the teacher saw that the boy was trying to be all hard and stuff, and she's trying to sweat him, and he just wanted to educate the little brother and just stop class and say, look, that ain't no way to treat a girl. I mean, I'd be high-fiving him in the fucking hallway, guaranteed.
It looks like they had a whole curriculum set up. It was the whole class. It wasn't just a couple of kids. It was the whole class in on it.
So it's actually curriculum.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. If it's actually a curriculum, I
doubt it was a curriculum about dating. No, I doubt it. We had a teacher in here letting the girls braid his hair, and all the women found the problem, but all the kids loved him. All the girls' kids loved them, and he allowed them, since they had an extra hour and they ain't had nothing else to do, he allowed them to braid his head. And even then, everybody went off on him.
He got fired.
He wasn't telling them about dating or anything. He just allowed them to braid his hair. Some of them they wanted to be.
That's
well, shit. I want some braid. I want some braid.
Exactly. It is, right?
It's still supposed to be something deemed inappropriate, regardless. I think he's trying to say it's still deemed like close to
now let's they set up. We don't know if that was at a health center, a community center. We don't know where. But we don't know what type of program or whatever. We don't know if it was inappropriate or not, or maybe it was something that their community signed up for.
What? Sign up for what? What are you talking about?
It could have been after school or something, I guess. But I
was just doing school. Which one y'all talking about? Both of them was doing school hours.
Molly, did it say doing school hours on the video?
Yeah, they said teaching in school. These kids is in school. They don't look like no after school. This is a real life school. Ain't no many kids coming after school, for one. This is real school. This is a real teacher.
Well, then they must have got the real permission from the school, whatever, to do so. They don't.
I had a free day or something. He just decided have fun, improv something.
Have a conversation. Yeah.
I think it was good what he was doing. I just think
the idea was cool. Be careful though, yeah.
I think it was more than one day.
Dang.
Oh, okay.
I don't think it was just like a one-day thing.
Okay. So what y'all think y'all kids can learn from this? Is this something that y'all can teach?
I think that my kids can learn Okay, let me back it up, because when a teacher does something like that, I know his intentions are good. He's trying to give his opinion to what could have been one of his children. But my own opinion, if you see how your dad treats your mom, that's what they're going to learn. All children live what they learn. As soon as they get out of that fucking
What
classroom,
if
they're going
you don't have a dad in a mom situation?
Shit and twisted. Oh my God! Hey, the teacher just taught me this, and now, Dad. I mean, you're smacking mom around. Like, what the fuck, man? Who am I supposed to believe? Who am I supposed to trust? Do I trust the teachers trying to give me good advice, or do I trust my father that's a fucking asshole? I mean, kids live what they learn. Period. It doesn't matter if it's in the classroom. It's the walk home.
It's the walk home. A lot of kids' parents can't dance. A lot of kids' parents can't sing, and they don't care to sing and dance like their parents. They care to sing and dance like who they see on TV or who they consider the best in the neighborhood. I never wanted to hoop like my father. I always thought Kobe was nice, Allen Iverson. So I just look at, if your parents not a role model, it's other role models out here. Y'all happen to have the Cosby Show. There's a lot of father figures out here. Ain't gotta actually always come from home or school. It can come from other places. You say aftercare. Is there any more aftercare programs that's like that? Is it a real aftercare program that teaches things like that? I'm more on them teaching them finances. I never seen a teacher say, you know what? Let's take the day out of the day and say, let's play credit. Let's teach y'all how to get a loan or finance a house or something like. It's always something about relationships or kids, depending on if you want to be a boy or a girl, is a he or she. It's like, let kids be kids. If anything, educate them on how life gonna be once they leave school. No matter what sex you like, they shouldn't be talking about sex in school. That's just my opinion. Unless it's sex class, and that's when you talk about sex. Remember, we had.
I don't think anything came up in that video that you gave that said anything about sex. I think it was about the proper way to do a date if you're a man. I mean, I didn't hear anything about
it. He mentioned the guys going after sex and the women liking food, and how you can pretty much mingle the two. Like, if you play the video, he literally said that. That's when it. Which is cool. Okay, yeah, but this is cool. But I think the narrative changed for some. Yeah, I think the narrative changed a little bit, or the opinion about it changed when we heard that. But
like the opinion of the parents is probably gonna bounce around. Like, y'all can't see me. I'm sorry, I'm a ghost. But so like, for example, like, I probably definitely needed to learn more about sex ed. But whenever it was time for me to go into that class, which my school system only did one semester for sex ed, but they sent home paperwork. It's like, hey, go ahead, parents, sign off on this, say it's okay for us to talk about it. My dad started acting like we were super religious and said that it was against our religion for me to learn this shit. My sisters went through that class, but me, I don't know why. My dad just was offended about the idea of me the oldest daughter learning about any of this shit. So even though like the teacher was teaching things that they need to learn, there's going to be some parent that says, oh, well, all that teacher was telling those young men was if they buy the girl some food, then the girl's going to suck their dick or something. So somebody's going to twist it around and turn it into something. But what that teacher was trying to do was trying to teach these kids something they need to learn for life, not what they need to know for now, what they need to know for life.
Lock it in. Hey, good. That's hell yeah, Destiny.
Damien, I think you're why my camera hit me.
What?
We got another video, Molly. Let's see the other videos. And a couple more today. That was a good point, Destiny. So
thank you.
Yeah, it was. Let's see what other shenanigans we can get into. And remember, this is a comedy show, man. I can't stand it when everyone's just like all soft and stuff, man. I mean, it's Monday. Fuck y'all talking about? We just traveled the country, right, Phil?
Yeah,
and we're still up because we love Althea.
Phil, what is St. Moritz? Did you try any of it?
Oh
No,
hell
he
yeah!
got the salmon. He got the stuffed salmon.
That salmon shit was delicious out there.
Oh, well, that's seafood. I don't want.
Yeah, it was seafood. That's right. You don't do seafood, but the food was banging, baby. The food was banging. I mean, everything about that trip was banging. You know, the people were good. They appreciated us. Everything good. They
It
showed,
sounds like
Hey,
you
how
need
many black
some
people were in the audience?
showed us love. Huh?
I
How
can
many
hear
black
the
people were in
nasal.
the audience, Phil?
Every black person in the city came. All 4 of them.
I seen that. That's
And they loved you. They adored you.
When we pulled in town, the black population doubled.
Damn. That's what's up, though. That's beautiful. You made the.
Hey, but
it
they
safe
were
for the other
treated
4
like
people to
royalty
come out.
by the owner.
Yeah, but
the kitchen
it was
staff
good,
came
man.
out
They
to meet us.
appreciated us. They loved it. They treated us good.
Customers coming
Yeah.
up. I mean, yeah, they didn't know he's like the Phil Page. They're like, oh shit, this is a celebrity. He's got to be. God damn.
So much all that.
How did Brenda do on stage? Did she do her 8 minutes?
She did great. She was a master of ceremonies, which was her job, and she did a phenomenal job. And
Shaking
give it
it
up
up
for that.
the whole time, but she was good.
Yep.
That's good.
I thought we was her 8 minutes. The remember when we was on the screen?
I don't know, but I guess they had some problems with the the audio.
Did y'all see the show?
Could have been the bar's fault. It
Did
could
y'all
have been
see the
Brenda,
show?
but all you guys
We was part of the show.
All you guys were in the bar. She had that set up. That was cool as fuck.
I mean, did y'all
can
see our
y'all
set?
looking
Did y'all see us perform?
Yeah. We was part of the show, Phil.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Whose page is it on?
I don't know.
I know whose page is on.
Phil, is it
I'm
on your
sorry,
page?
what's the next
Brenda
one,
page?
I don't know where it's at.
Oh.
Cause she just took my laptop and started setting shit up. So I don't know what she did. You know, so because I was in the other room getting ready for the show. She was back there with the people working that out.
Because we couldn't
Hey,
hear nothing. We
Hey,
couldn't
Molly,
hear
can you
the
do me
show.
a favor? Molly, can you do me a favor for the panel? Can you pull up on my Facebook page or Brenda's page the video of us going to Uranus? Come on. It's
Not your
Mother. You got
What
you gotta
was
see it.
Uranus?
Pull up the
Was it a strip club?
Well,
Jamie,
stop
can
it.
you share us
Phil will
with
tell you.
whoever?
Will you Molly, I'm begging you. Just pull up
It's
the
a
video.
chocolate factory.
Called Uranus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She
was time stamped
They
her
don't have
video
any.
because
They don't have any strip clubs. They don't have any. Yeah, they don't have any strip clubs in that town. I'm like, what kind of military town is this?
They don't have no strip clubs, no mall, no arcade, no nothing.
Yeah. They said that they don't want 17-year-olds drinking and watching ass. They ain't come there for that.
Hey Reese, what is this video about?
I can't see it.
It's the one with the. I mean, I know it's about the Williams sisters and the interview. I watched the video, but like
Yeah.
I didn't know what your point. I didn't know what what made you want to show this.
Because I was talking about the new generation, the next generation, how different that it is, that they are. I started off with the cleaning video. I don't know if you guys already saw that yet, where the grandmother was telling the little girl, that ain't how you clean. You just smearing germs over. I don't know if y'all got to that one yet. And we don't take the time with our children to teach our children the basic life lessons and skills that they should have. That every parent, some parents do, but some parents don't. And a lot of kids, fall between that line. I wanted to show that this father gave them girls a sense of pride and respect about themselves, that at the age of 14, she knew what she was saying and she meant what she was, and she felt the way she felt. I think that's an awesome. Well, you'll see the video, you'll see it, and you'll see what he's saying.
Okay.
Go ahead, do it.
Imagine being a 14-year-old girl, stepping into the spotlight of professional tennis, a sport dominated by people who don't look like you. Now, imagine your father standing by your side, ensuring that the world sees you for the champion you are, not just a young black girl.
I know I can beat her.
You know it. Very confident.
I'm very confident.
You say it so easily. Why?
Because I believe it.
Cut back here, if you don't mind. And let me tell you what. What she said it with so much confidence the first time. But you keep going on and on.
Listen, we can't keep interrupting. I mean, if you want...
You got to understand that you're dealing with an image of a 14-year-old child. And this child gonna be out there playing when your old ass and me gonna be in the grave. When she says something, we done told you what's happening. You deal with a little black kid and let her be a kid. She done answered it with a lot of confidence. Leave that alone.
Imagine being a 14-year-old girl, stepping into the spotlight of professional tennis.
Oh, shit.
She answered it. She was confident. And when you keep to ask the question, how you know you sure? Are you trying to sway their confidence? A lot of us do that to adults. Adults is confident about something. You sure? Don't let nobody question you or self-doubt you. If you know what you know, you know what you know. And be good at it, be confident at it. See, we let a lot of people, adults too, children too, sway the way we think or make us think, oh, should we not be thinking that? Or I shouldn't have confidence about myself, or I shouldn't have pride in myself. That's what I like. And the daddy said, I'm standing by my child. She said what she said. We standing on that. And why did the anchor person kept asking her, how you confident? Why are you confident? Are you sure? She said, I believe in myself.
I got this.
We need to believe in ourselves more.
Hey, let me go first. I got this. I got 4 girls, 4 boys. And if someone was going to question my child like that, and I saw immediately that they were uncomfortable, her father, he is no fucking joke. I mean, he is no joke. And you know how he interrupted the whole fucking interview? It reminds me of me. Because that's exactly what I would have done. I would have said, shut your fucking mouth and talk to my kid like that. And don't get yourself twisted, motherfucker, because she's gonna be a champion, and you're gonna be fucking old and broke. Just saying. All right, next person. Drop the mic. Here we go.
Molly, what you think? I mean, because Molly, dad, and I know you tell your daughter all the time how awesome she is in modeling and gymnastics and dance and stuff. So if somebody asks your child, oh, you sure you're gonna win, and she's confident, and how would you feel? Would you have the same reaction?
Yeah, probably worse than his. He was cool. I love him. I like that they made a movie about him. He probably one of the greatest fathers that ever lived, to push their kids. But we see it in LeVar Ball, the media clowned him because he had his kids out there in the NBA. He said, I'm not signing my kids for Nike, Reebok, all that. We make our own shoe. So nobody really supported him. They found him stupid. The media made him out to be like a bad father. LeBron James, he doing the same thing with his child. Not only he got his son on his team with him, but everybody going on is nepotism. Why would he do that? Who does that? What type of father is he? So it just depends on society. But I'm like any father that's in any child's life. I don't care, from the top to the bottom. But this what it takes for your kid to make it. My daughter, she got more confidence than I ever had. It's no time that she nervous. It's not at a time that she thinks she can't do nothing. And that's mostly we installed into her when she young. Can't nobody tell you can't do nothing. Not even me. I can't tell my daughter she can't do something. I just ask her how you gonna get it done, even if it sounds impossible. So now she model. I want her to sing. She dance and she get paid to model. So when you see on the news and she doing her thing, she got a check for that. So now she a professional. Like I told her, you getting paid to do this now. You're a professional. So she love it. Any opportunity she gets, she love it. But I would hate for somebody to try to make her nervous or crush her confidence. Like, you not nervous, you this and that, that and that. Man, shut up. You know, like them the people we don't listen to, but at the same time, them the people you look out for because they're around. It's always gonna be somebody trying to crush your confidence, and most time they friends, you know, family, because they can't see your vision. So what they say is
right.
stupid. Why would you do that? That don't seem right. To you it don't. This is her vision. Go with it. So I like it. I love it. I've been right along with them.
That's right. That's what I was going to say. So many, your parents, your friends, other family members, you're right. They don't have the vision that you had because God didn't give them your vision. That's why it's your vision. He gave it to you. They ain't going to see you the way you do. Like a comedian, me and Lee was talking about this. As a matter of fact, she was saying how other people didn't see her vision the way she saw her vision, and she wanted to give up doing this and give up doing that. I was like, you don't give up your shine for nobody. Continue being
Yes.
you.
Say it again, Althea. Preach.
Continue doing you.
Right.
You know, because other people, other naysayers, there's always going to be naysayers. There's always going to be naysayers, but forget what they say. What do you say? How do you feel? And if you confident and you feel good inside, shine, baby, shine. That's all I got to say. So that's why I wanted to bring this video up. So when I saw it, it made me feel good. When I saw it, I don't know about the rest of y'all, but it made me feel good and proud as a parent. Like, that's right. Say your thing, and you was there. You took up for your daughter. How many of us seen it the other way, where the news people were made to break your children down, like a fraction of young people that's in the limelight, and parents sit by and say nothing?
Do you know who Donald Trump is?
Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon, Mr. Edible
What's up,
Bomb
Kiani?
himself, Kiani.
Hey, what's up, Keanu?
I'm feeling
What's up,
good.
Johnny?
I'm feeling good. What's going on? I'm feeling good. What
Morning,
we talking about there?
We're talking about at this particular point the video where
Oh, show him the video again. Show him the video again so we can really get it. Show him the video again. That's fucking cool as shit.
Please.
I mean, I wish I could be that father. I mean, he's better than me.
Damien,
Damn sure.
Damien,
So he
Damien.
can get his good opinion on.
Damien.
I'll shut up. Sorry, my bad.
Molly, if you can, Molly, I don't know if you can show the gifts for Kiani, and those of you who didn't catch it.
I was hungry. I mean,
What you say, Mom?
No,
Oh, here you go, Kiani.
very confident.
Dominated by people who don't look like you. Now, imagine your father standing by your side, ensuring that the world sees you for the champion you are, not just a young black girl.
I know I can beat her.
You know it. Very confident.
I'm very confident.
You say it so easily. Why?
Because I believe it.
Cut back here, if you don't mind. And let me tell you what. What she has said, she said it with so much confidence the first time. But you keep going on and on.
Listen, we can't keep interrupting. I mean, if you want...
You got to understand that you're dealing with an image of a 14-year-old child. And this child gonna be out there playing when your old ass and me gonna be in the grave. When she says something, we done told you what's happening. You're dealing with a little black kid, and let her be a kid. She done answered it with a lot of confidence. Leave that alone.
Imagine being a 14-year-old girl, stepping into the spotlight of professional tennis, a sport dominated...
Leave that alone. He reminded me of Muhammad Ali, because Muhammad Ali used to shine. Whenever Muhammad Ali told you something, Muhammad Ali was so good. He tell you what round he gonna knock you out in. He used to tell you in round 2, I'm gonna make it do it. Well, he always rhymed it. And Muhammad Ali, he was confident, and he did what he said he was going to do. Nobody was like, you sure you're gonna knock him out? Are you sure? Why are you so sure? Nobody ever asked Holly, why are you so sure? Because he gave it to you. Because he
Yeah.
believed, and she said, because I believe. That's it. That's it. That's all I believe.
And that's it. I like it how the reporter looked at her like she came from a different planet. He said, "You're so confident." But one thing I learned about King Richard, and one thing I learned about strong parents is when they say something, that's it. After that, I don't know what's gonna happen. But they already told you what to do, and that's it. I like that in a parent that's so confident. They look at you and you know trouble's coming.
Yeah, because he already told his child, they're not looking at you because of your color. They're looking at you because of your skill. You're going to win this because you got the skill, not because of your color, not because you got braids in hair, whatever, but because your actual skill set. And that's what you can win this because you got the skills. You got what it takes. And I love that. And nobody should try to second guess you. Don't second guess me. Don't say why you say that. Why? Because it's true. That's why. He didn't want to leave it alone. And just when she told him why, he still was digging. She said, because I believe in myself. And he goes, but why? You supposed to.
What it do?
Yeah, but his genius, didn't mean to interrupt, sorry. But his genius was this as a father. 2 girls, and I saw the movie too, but I mean, I know the whole story. But his genius was this. He lived in Compton, right? Am I wrong? He lived in Compton.
What's his genius, brother?
So with everything that he saw in his neighborhood, the one thing that he wanted to do is he wanted to protect his wife and his girls. So what he made sure he did, that they had no alternative than to continually be busy doing something. And all of his attention was on his girls. And, you don't find men like that nowadays. Any statements on that? Because, I mean, there's a lot of motherfuckers, would never go through that and would never, see in an interview, they'd be all clapping in the background, going, yay, all right, she's getting an interview. He ran shit. I mean, he said, what the fuck, man? Nobody talking
No,
like
but I got a little different angle. All right.
I want to hear it. Go.
With what's up, everybody? How y'all rocking today?
What's up, JoJo?
Yeah. Hey, so looking at the video and how she answered it with all that confidence and it's all that. And this could have been she's 14, so this early, this is early. But see, and he didn't know either. But you got to prep. You in the media, like when you get in interviews, these are what these people are paid to do. This is what the interview is about, to ask. And I understand she's 14 and the father's there, and he handled what he felt was exact. And it could, like I said, this was early in the game, so he didn't have a clue exactly how far they would push, and he got a little, emotion. It could have been set. When you're in a situation like that, you know that these people are going to come at you and say things to you and push you to that. So preparation for interviews, could have been, a little bit more because she was handling that. You know what I'm saying? She handled that, and with her confidence, I would have liked to see what was next too. I'm not saying that the man was dealing with a 14-year-old child and the father's got all rights and everything, but I'd like to see what would have made her confidence. She could have hit you with a very intelligent answer and said because her serve is weak, or her second serve is weak, or because her backhand, she don't have a backhand game, or I just would like to heard some of the reasons why she was so confident. And being in the interview,
I believe in myself. She gave the reason.
She didn't get to finish though. It was cut off. It was cut
She
off
didn't.
because
She
the
didn't
dad
get the. She
started
didn't
saying
get.
something.
Yeah, and like I say, I understand. I'm not going against what the father did. You're supposed to protect your children, and he probably never had the chance to set her up to understand that. You know how to respond to that because she was so young. That's not something that you can just teach like that. Some things you have to work. You learn step by step. You know what I mean? Now you're getting interviews, how you handle interviews, how you answer questions. You know what I mean? But she was very intelligent and she handled it well and she kept a smile on her face and I would have just liked to seen it, her be able to handle that and go somewhere. But again, I understand the father's point of view and you know, by it being a colored in the white world, I get that too. You know what I mean? Here you are from Compton and now you in a whole nother world. You know what I mean? You getting interviewed and shit by white people. That the only time you get interviewed by white people that we used to in the colored world is when you police station. You know what I'm saying? So that's the only interview we regularly know about. So
Well, hey,
and
what's
they call
ironic
that
about that?
interrogation too. So it's kind of different. But yeah, so that's
What's
my
ironic about that
stance on
scene
that.
is she's married to a white dude. She's
I
married
ain't,
to a white
I'm
dude.
not, man, I'm talking about the fault, brother. Calm down. I'm half white too. What I'm saying is he's not though. The father not married to a white dude. You know what I'm saying? He's not used to dealing with these situations either. You know what I'm saying? So he got a little emotional in there too, where he might not have done that later in the days when, you know, next week he might not do it like that because now she's prepped. Feel me?
Right.
Yeah. Lock it in.
I'm not.
Y'all talking about Venus and Serena?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. They were destined to be. They were destined to be who they were.
Yeah,
Dad
you see their
wanted to
body
make.
shape. I mean, they shape like
Dad
horses.
wanted, yeah, Dad wanted to make sure that they got on top. He did them the same way that Kevin Durant's mom did them. Got them interested in something. The same way that a friend of mine, well, an associate of mine here and out in Virginia, his dad, white guy, was a garbage man. And in that garbage, he was a poor garbage man at that. He didn't have a lot. He found a microscope in the dumpster because he couldn't buy his son Christmas. He found a microscope and he gave it to this young man. Out of all the degrees that this young man and masters and all this stuff that he learned, he ended up going back to his microscope. And now he has a lens that went to the moon that's sitting over in the Smithsonian now. See, everybody got something that to offer their kids, and it don't have to be expensive. It's just a choice that they have to make. These kids could have rebelled and said they didn't want to do it, but they loved their dad. When you introduce children to something that that they're inquisitive about and they like, they're going to succeed. You just have to listen to your children. And I keep saying it starts at home.
Okay. Good morning, everybody. We got everybody.
Hey, Lee, lock it in. Lock it in, Lee. You're an awesome man. I love your knowledge. I mean, I almost feel like I'm coming to church every time I hear you talk, Lee. I mean, that's good. That's good shit.
I'm not for sure the age, but you know there was 3 sisters. The oldest sister got killed or whatever. So
that's true.
So maybe you know the reason why he was so protective because of that situation.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, his first daughter was killed.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, she was murdered.
And it makes me want to watch the whole interview.
The other thing is that
Sacrifice.
he wanted.
Yeah, that's
boys.
what. That's how I found out because I was watching the Illuminati junk and they was talking about different sacrifices and stuff like that. No.
Yeah, what goes on is you sign a contract like buying a house or buying a car, and in this contract, it's stuff stated. No matter how you look at it, something will happen to somebody in your family. It can happen at the grocery store, happen anywhere, but basically, it's a karma domino effect that something's going to happen. Basically, you give up something to get something. So basically, that's how they sell their souls, is for your fame, you give somebody up. So they could come anytime. You don't know when they coming. You just, and they tell you too. They say, something's going to go. Well, sometimes they tell you, sometimes they don't. Sometimes they tell you, something's going to happen, So sometimes they don't. Sometimes, they just throw you under the bus, they say.
Who is that talking back there?
My wife.
No, somebody's talking behind Kiani.
No, it's my wife. Let me mute my mic.
So yeah, it's pretty scary. I mean, that's why I always see my friends how they are after they sign a contract. It's like you can do what you want. You get them to wear what they tell you to wear. You guys say what they want you to say. You basically a real puppet. You Pinocchio, the real Pinocchio is real. No pretend. So you see how Cat Williams, everything he said was true. You see Jaguar Wright, everything he said is true.
I don't believe. Hey, Kiani.
Huh?
Not meaning to derail the subject, but I don't think everything they're saying is true. I think some of it is just common sense, what they think it should be true. Everything that you see is not always true. Everything you hear is not true.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, you can check some stuff too, though. You can see, yeah, that's true. Of course, there's gonna be some propaganda.
Yeah, you can see what you see.
Wow.
But then the reality of what you see on the inside, we're on the outside looking in. So you can make up what you want to make up. That's just like Tevin Campbell just came out and said, look, you got one more time to say something about me, I'm gonna sue you. She stopped talking about Tevin Campbell.
No, but what he's saying is what he mean is that it
Let
exists.
him tell me what it means.
Exists. I mean, but the way he said it, he's saying that it exists. I don't think he meant every exact word is true. I'm just saying that this type of life that the selling part and the type of things that go on and all that stuff. We're saying that it exists like that. That's what the gist I got from it.
Jojo. But you're telling me what he's saying. That sounds like some old Diddy stuff. Let him tell me.
What is he talking about? He was talking to all of us. I'm just telling you how I received it. I'm telling you how I received it. Just like you said, some people have God-given gifts to have their own thoughts. And I'm saying I have my own thoughts on how I received what he said. Now, you may ask him, am I in the right area there, Mr. Edible Bong?
Yeah, no, you're right. No, you're on point. No, you're right. No, you're right.
All right, well then, big face. Back your face up off the camera and chill.
My face ain't even on the camera. You light skinned.
You don't need it on. You don't need it on.
See, what we ain't gonna do is this black.
Let's get ready to rumble.
Going somewhere else. Let's go to the next video. Right. You go to your perspective corners, and Molly, play the next video.
It's breaking my heart to see Chicagoans who, by definition, are all migrants, say things like send the migrants home. As a historian, it reminded me that every time somebody new came to Chicago, a new ethnicity, a new demographic of people, they heard those same sayings. And our first wave of migrants or immigrants were the Germans, and they were mean to them. So much so that we had this thing called the Chicago beer riots. The Germans, Oktoberfest and all of that, they're really into beer and still are today. And as a way to discriminate against them, they made the sale of beer illegal on Sundays, but just in their neighborhoods. Then the Irish come, and then we were mean to them, and we called them all kind of derogatory terms, and we forced them to live in what we call shanty towns. And then after the Irish came, the Italians came, and we were mean to them. We boxed them into a place called Little Hell. We wouldn't let them move anywhere else. And then after that, we had the Great Migration. African Americans fleeing the South, coming to the North for opportunities. And as they got off the Illinois Central train on Michigan and Roosevelt, they saw signs, "Go back home." There are no native Black folks in Chicago. We come from Mississippi. We come from Arkansas. We come from Alabama. And you better believe that your family got redlined into a neighborhood because you all were the newcomers that they didn't want in Chicago.
Yep. And I got that video.
Hey, Reese.
About red line is for real.
Hey, Reese.
Yes.
LHR's person said, so they got their talent because their sister was sacrificed, ? They were great tennis players. That's why they are great, not because they sacrificed their sister. That's not what we were saying. We wasn't saying that the reason why they became great tennis players is because they sacrificed their sister or whatever like that. No. When I brought up about, the sister being killed or whatever, that's what I didn't know the date or whatever like that. No. And we was talking about him being protective and stuff like that. No, I was taking it. He was, being even more protective because of the sister being killed or whatever. But then, and then I stated the reason how I found out was because of, and also Kiani also said about the sacrifice, whatever. No, but we wasn't saying they became great players, whatever, because of the sacrifice. There's all kinds of different,
the pedestal is open, the platform
things like that. Yeah.
What they're saying.
Yeah, I was just clearing that up.
Because talent don't matter. if anyone thinks talent matters, especially now, it doesn't. It doesn't. It's not about the talent.
Like Lee said, they found something that they was interested in, and they could heard is that if they was interested in ice skating, they could have been some awesome figure skaters, whatever. But he found something that that you good, that you like, that you want to do, and let's work on that. Let's hone in on that skill. So because he listened to the girls, I guess he listened. Was it his idea or was it their idea? I don't know. But whatever it is, they wanted to. Yeah, let's do this. Daddy was like, I'm a coach. Yeah, okay, let's do it.
Yeah,
And then
Dave was already 22 years old when their sister got killed. So they already was them
famous. It was already famous.
They was already like that. Their sister was their personal assistant. She the one that handled their finances and stuff. So I don't know.
To talk about the video that we just watched, there's something I got to tell you because I'm from the South Side of Chicago, South Chicago and Gary, Indiana. That's where I grew up. Everything that came out of that brother's mouth was on fucking point. And shit, that's why I can't discriminate. I can't. There's no reason for it. We are all brothers and sisters. Read your Bible. And even though some people think I'm a dick, it doesn't matter. I'm in God's own image. He's got a sense of humor. But everything in that video that man said is absolutely right on point. And you can take anything, and you're talking about the migrants that were dropped off in Chicago. I can tell you this: they're going to get just as separated as the whole city of Chicago. I've never been there. It's totally separated. Rich white people live in the north. You got your Mexicans on the west. You got your black people in the south, and then you got all your highfalutin, millionaires living downtown. They're gonna do the same thing to those migrants, and everything in that fucking video was spot on. That was one educated brother.
Well, I think he was saying that every culture or every people get a chance at being a migrant because we're not originally from no place. No place that even the people who come into certain areas, they're implants, or in other words, the migrants or whatever. They're not originally people up here in DC. Ask them where y'all originally from.
You go on that side of the land, but you leaving your school, leaving landfill, the Walker's Park side right there. That side, by the yellow gate, there over there. Okay, you're calling back. Okay, call me finish. Okay, later.
What he's saying that we all have been newcomers. We all have been brand new, and that's how we were redlined. and whatever second people, and that's culture. I look at the 7-Elevens, like who owned the chains, the 7-Elevens, how that revolved. I say 7-Eleven because I used to work at 7-Eleven. I was there, I seen it. I'm like, this wow of the people that come in and take over. You come in, you take over. You're not from here, you get a flux of these people from wherever, Afghanistan. They come in, they buy up the 7-Elevens and take over. And then they sell it. Then you got a bunch of Indians. They come in, take over. Bunch of whatever Africans. Everybody get their turn at taking over and being in taking over. Same with cab drivers. Same with there used to be an influx of everybody you saw driving cab was this type of person or that type of person. Everybody get their chance to be a newcomer. Whether you're Irish, whether you're Italian, whether you're Latino, whether you're Black, everybody comes in, get their chance of being a newcomer. He was saying that everybody's a migrant. The only indigenous people of any of these places was the people that was already here. Everybody else is migrant. You whites, blacks, Puerto Rican, Asian, all of us migrants.
New booty. They call it new booty.
I didn't watch. I want to watch the full interview now for real, because I never watched the full interview. I would like to like later on. I'm gonna watch it. I want to see what the overall tone of the conversation was and how it was going. Because I thought that even though y'all talking about something else, I'm talking about the first video. I thought that it could have been, and I don't know the context. I don't think that's wrong with how the dad spoke up. I think he did exactly what he should do. But I thought it could have been an excitement of her young age. The fact that you're so young and you're so confident, it don't, I didn't necessarily take it as you trying to, as the interviewer trying to say that she shouldn't be confident or really like change her opinion. But I think really asking her why and really want to know like what gave you all of this. So I'm gonna watch the full interview. Because I haven't watched it before. I'm gonna watch it and see what they talking about. I'm glad that y'all shared that.
Yeah, that interview got ended. Like right after that, they had to end the interview. He wasn't playing. He got out of there. Yeah, he just kept asking her the same question different ways instead of moving on with the questions. And most time when you do an interview, they give you a list of the questions they gonna ask you. They gonna say these are the questions we're gonna ask you. You okay with this? Nah, not that one, not that one. All right, we'll take it out. And then when the interview start, what they do in Hollywood, they ask you shit that they ain't show you. But now you live, so you like, after a while, you like, nah, cut it. But I'm okay with it, But with the video, I think Buddy talking about, he trying to do that because Chicago been having a lot of problems out there. And with the immigrants coming down there, pretending they gangsters, and they've been getting in all types of trouble, getting locked up, and they've been repping these gangs that they don't even know nothing about, so they've been having a lot of problems. But a lot of people trying to say, well, we've been dealing with immigrants. People been coming down here. Okay, that was then. When people was leaving the South to come to the North, that was then. And it was for a reason. Now these people just getting dropped off here to do what? Commit crime. Most time people was moving for a better life. Like I'm moving here so me and my kids can, but now they just moving here committing crimes, especially in Chicago. So it's like, I don't know if you go look up Chicago and see what they've been dealing with these immigrants and what they've been dealing with in Colorado. We ain't got it here, so we don't understand. But when people looking from afar, they make videos like Buddy. Well, we've been dealing with immigrants since this, and it's a routine thing. We all immigrants. You think about it. Let him tell. I'm from here.
Got it here too, Molly. They all that MS-13, MS, all that. They like you said, I didn't look at it from that point. I thought he was talking about overall us together as people, not talk about the gang culture of it. I didn't think about that because gangs from other countries do come over here and try to take over and set up shop. You're right.
They've been here though.
What are y'all talking about? They already have.
They've been here for years and years and years.
Yeah, but the gangs are getting worse and new and new. MR13, all these new gangs, these younger people, they ain't been here for years and years.
Population too, man.
different.
I'm sorry, the population is a lot bigger too. So you're gonna see a lot more, you know what I mean, in population, you know. So if you had 100,000 people living in this area at one point, and the crime, I mean, it could still be the same thing, but it's gonna be a lot more. This is what they use that per capita for. Like New York City, they have all these killings a year, but per 100,000 people, you know, they break it down in that manner. But yeah.
I got a question for the
There
panel.
was a
because that
game.
video was
I know
about
Molly
Chicago.
Molly and Trey not going to remember, but they plagued the DC area because it was before their time. The Jamaican Blood Posse. I say that because I was only 16 and 17 when we used to have the Gangster Chronicles and King Philly. But then they wasn't nothing because when the Jamaican Blood Posse came in from Jamaica and it like took over the Undercity, all of these killings and stuff, it was like boom in our area. New York, it was up New York. I remember that. Everybody was like, "Oh wow!"
It was even in Virginia.
Yeah,
just
you
the
answered
name
my
alone.
question, Althea. The whole panel, you answered my question, Althea. What I wanted to know, and I don't know where any of y'all grew up. I mean, I got an idea, but I'm not going to say shit. I just want to hear it. How many people on the panel can have that same thing in their either they grew up in or town? And I'll drop the mic. I ain't gonna say shit until y'all finish.
What did you say?
What are you talking about?
Can have their same what in their town?
The video was about Chicago, and Althea, I was gonna ask a question, but she jumped right in. I didn't even have to ask it. But how many other people on this panel? I'm just curious. That same environment has happened in your communities, and what city was that in? That's my question. What city?
Oh nah.
Oh, it's right here. It's right here in the DMV right now.
In
All of those-
Oklahoma.
Yeah, all of
It's
those.
always been here.
All of those migrants. I'm gonna say migrants that Texans have sent over here on the buses. I have some right here in my building. There's some right up the street. All of them speak in cursive. They're talking in a language that I don't understand, and they don't understand a lot of English. So we know that they're here, and it's
You don't know cursive?
and they're harmless. I mean, from what I see, that they're not trying to harm anyone. They're just trying to live.
It's Malachi.
Yeah, but the immigrant. I mean, that's always been here. My uncle used to talk this shit back in the 70s. You know what I'm saying? He talked. I'm sure they talked about the black folk when they came north, like he said, and they talked about everybody. I mean, I remember Pacific. I might have been. This was the early 70s. I was just a pup. You know what I mean? And he was like, yeah, well, you see this block right here? Yeah, I said it's all Spanish. He said they're gonna be everywhere. He said that's back in the day. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what it's always been. When when somebody new come, that's what it is. Everybody in the area that they at see that they go there to get a better life, and they want it too. You know what I mean? And I don't care if your better life is hustling, selling dope, or opening a regular business. You looking to come up. You know, and that's what drives them here. And every time somebody's culture, the same thing. And what the white man do, hate. This is how white privilege was created. If you want to get deep on it, this is how white privilege was created. Because anytime anybody other than white came to this area or was in the area, they say they wasn't shit, gave them a nickname, and you ain't shit. You know what I'm saying?
You're absolutely right, JoJo.
And then the white man all of a sudden think that everybody but them are beneath them, you know what I mean, in a human sense. And it's just not true. But I've seen this, you know what I'm saying, in my family. You know what I mean? There's a young nigga that used to go to Tennessee every year, Michigan every year. You know what I'm saying? To visit visiting the family, did a lot of road traveling, seen a lot of stuff out here. You know what I mean? And it's true. I mean, inside the family, I'm the little fly on the wall. It's not that people don't hate. They're not hating, but they understand the crutch. You know, I mean, a lot of people ain't hating. I ain't saying that people don't hate. They do. There is a lot of that out here, but there's a lot of love too. But people just use the crutch. It don't necessarily mean that they hating on another mug. I mean, my grandfather didn't hate nobody. You know, my great grandfather went up he did. You know what I'm saying? But you know, that was it's all built in. You know,
it all goes around.
that's how it was made. Go ahead,
Like
Lee.
Riverdale, like Cameron. I'll give that Cameron and Riverdale, Hyattsville area. Yeah, I'll use that for example. When it was all white, it was they talked about that. Then it became a lot of black people start moving in, and then the white people start moving out. Then a lot of Africans start moving in. Now Cameron, Riverdale, all Latino. So much that the schools are even bilingual schools now. That's facts. Grew up in the area and stuff. That they didn't change the language when it was all white. It was all black. They didn't change it when it was African. You didn't, but now it's Latino because the influence or the it's so heavy. The influx is so heavy that they had to create the bilingual schools to keep up.
Hey, I got something to say about that. I got something to say about that, Althea.
Yep.
Even though I grew up in South Chicago, I was born in Northern California in Ukiah, and my parents moved to Guatemala to sell T-shirts and weed to tourists. So when I came back to the country at 4 years of age, I couldn't speak English because there was, I mean, you can make a lot of money on tourists if you can speak English down there. And my dad was a hustler. But when I came back to the country, I couldn't speak English. My first language was Spanish. So I think I'm pretty cool with any Latinos because, you know, there's the LKNs and the GDs that are down in South Chicago. And I used to run a lot of cocaine and weed for them and shit like that. And I, you know,
4 years old?
No. When I came back, I couldn't speak English. That's the point. So, but that was my first language. So anytime that I see anyone of any Latin descent, I say, mi nombre es Damian Simon, pendejo gringo grande, y pinche caballo. You know what that means?
Probably,
number 3 you want to talk about?
Oh, God damn it. That's fucked up. That's not true. Mi nombre es Damian Simon, pendejo gringo grande.
You ain't understanding it nowhere, man. Just go ahead and tell what you trying to say in English so we can hear the fuck you talking about.
Yeah, because
Okay.
I don't know.
I say that my name's Damian Seaman. I'm the fucking horse, and I am a stupid white dude. I say it all the time. They just crack up and walk off. Yeah, but yeah, it was my first language, so I don't mind the migrants.
We can
Come
say
on.
that in so many different dialects of the Latino language and Spanish. That's just
Oh my
not
God! Just go from
say that
Chicago and
in
then go to
different ways.
Mississippi, man. Everyone's
It's
got different
Spanish.
dialects. Everyone got different dialects. Doesn't matter where you come from. You hear the people up in Rhode Island or Baltimore, and then you hear, some people up in Chi-Town, or you go down to Atlanta. I mean, everyone's got their own different dialect, especially Nashville. I
Jamie,
mean,
get
God,
back to the point. So basically, your first language was a different
Spanish.
tongue at the age of 4, but
Right.
that's when
No,
okay.
at birth, I couldn't
That's
speak
when
English.
you learn a lot of stuff.
I learned English.
And then what happened?
Yeah. It stuck with me as a child, and now I can communicate with I communicate with both of them, you know, and I really love it when they see me coming into their Mexican restaurant, and I fucking love this part. And this is a comedy show, all right, and this is true,
No.
and this is gonna make you laugh. Every time I walk into some Mexican restaurant, the waiter comes up, and I might make a complaint or something. Well, I can understand everything they're saying in the back. They're like, "Oh, this motherfucker right here, goddamn, you know, I ain't bringing his nachos out." I'm like, "What?" Okay, and then I stand up and go, "Miren aquí, mira aquí, mira aquí," which means "bring it now." but I have that gift because you know I
Really, I
my
thought meter was
family
good.
Guatemala. No, but here's the funny part. Here's the funny part.
No, that wasn't
They
the funny
freaked
part.
the fuck out because they couldn't imagine a guy that looks like me. They can't fucking imagine a guy that looks like me, you know, can speak their language fluently. It just freaks them out. Then they
Molly,
start
what that,
talking. And then they know I know what they're hearing. I know
Molly,
what
what
they
that
know they're
comment from Josh say? What that shit say?
Yeah,
That's why I'm gangster like
Nah,
that.
the other one
South
about the
Chicago.
fluent shit.
Drop the mic. Drop the mic.
Nothing fluent about that shit.
Lock it in.
He the crazy uncle. He the crazy uncle at the meeting. You know, the gathering.
Can I ask the
Not the
question?
meeting, the gathering. We're having family over. Here come crazy day. Here he come.
So, Lee, what you gonna ask?
They say Gringo.
What was the conversation about? Because I got lost with that scene.
I don't even remember that no more. Molly, play the next video. Dave.
They said Gringo Loco.
You gotta give a structure.
I love this
You
shit.
gotta give a structure for fucking comedians, man.
You
You gotta give
talking
a
about
structure.
immigration. You talking about
He got his
immigration.
badge. He got his bilingual badge.
They said
No, okay.
Loco.
He started showing
We
off
were
and
talking
shit.
about immigrants going into Chicago. That's what we were
Oh,
talking about.
okay, okay,
That was the
okay.
video.
Yeah, okay, we put immigrants to speaking Spanish. Go ahead.
Please don't. Please don't.
Taco Bell and all
Yes,
that
sir.
shit.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Let that lay down.
Yes, sir.
What's let me finish in Spanish?
Hey,
Cállate la boca. Cállate la boca.
Shut up. That's it. Cállate boca.
That nigga need a t-shirt that say I'm never finished. That nigga, he got the blue pill for the lip.
What it really means is shut your fucking mouth.
Because as long
Nigga got that methamphetamine in him.
Cállate la boca, cabrón. That means shut your
they
fucking
spitting in
mouth.
your food. They spitting in your food.
Oh,
They
yeah,
got
I love it.
that
Play the video,
Adderall.
though.
Adderall.
See, hey, I'm gonna ask the question I really wanted to ask because any of y'all black guys read Project 2025?
Yes. Which is a massacre.
Not even your mama has a right to cause chaos and conflict in your life. And you have been the best parent you can be after you have done everything that you were supposed to do. When they get too old to get a whooping, my cutoff game is cold. I'm gonna go down here and put you in some good life insurance and I'm gonna pray for you. But what you're not gonna do, you're not gonna disrupt my house. You're not gonna have an effect on the other kids. Anybody that have flowers in their house, when the leaf turn yellow, you pluck it off. You know why you pluck it off? Because the plant tried to put energy into that yellow leaf. It turned the other leaves yellow. And your job and responsibility as a parent is to protect the ones that's buying what you're teaching, that want what you got, that's trying to learn, trying to help, and trying to be a family. And you just got to leave these Negroes alone and let life whoop them. And some people some of them just don't want.
So if you carry your stupid self in there, and it's 4 fools in there, 4 foolish people, if you stay in there long enough, you're gonna be the 5th. You gotta trust what you planted now. Like them knots upside his head don't hurt like it used to. He has to know that not only do you love him, but you also gotta be receptive to what I'm telling you. So give him his distance. If he bump his head, let him bump his head and take his own bruises, because that's what my mom and dad did to me. After I got 3 or 4 knots in my head, I said, you know what, mama, you was right.
Nobody, not even your mama, has a right to cause chaos and conflict in your life.
Man, that was deep. Who the hell picked that one out? That was deep.
But it was true. It was true. And by me being a helicopter mom, and I know that what he said rung to me when he said you gotta let a child get his old bumps and bruises, and after a while, he may not say, you know what, mama, you're right, but my cutoff game, I gotta make my cutoff game
Woo, that's the part. Look how she's stuttering. Look how she's stuttering.
I'll
The
go
cutoff game, the
I'll go
hard part.
last. I'll go last.
I'm saying that's the rough one. Hey, we were just talking about that the other day, Reese, when I on the show when I said about not people not being able to handle situations, thinking they can save a situation, and they telling them that you're gonna get yourself hurt, and he wasn't allowing nobody to get hurt, not him physically, mentally, or none of the other kids around that are looking to take advantage of the situation that they in, and not thinking that they got it coming. What they call that? These kids these days, they what's it called when they think they just supposed to have it?
Entitlement.
Yeah, entitlement. They entitled to all yours. That's what 50 Cent going through. That's what a lot of mugs is going through. I mean, and when dudes and when they
Going through that.
Yeah, 50 Cent going through that with his son, kind of from I don't know the true story because I ain't in his life, but some of the stuff that you see and read or whatever. But you got to play that. You need to play that hard. You don't got to, because you can have the whole miserable household, because one person can make a whole household miserable. You can have 6 people in the house, and one miserable person can make the whole house feel a whole different. You know what I mean? So yes, you got to play a hard line sometime, and after this kids or have a certain the leash has ran out, then it ran out. Some, like you said, get whooped by life, and if that don't bring you back, I mean, it took me a long time to get whooped by life to get right. I ain't want to hear nothing nobody said. I got this. This my shit. This my life. I was quick to say that, and I did a whole bunch of time on inside because of that, and and I was conscious. I was saying it. So some people ain't gonna do it. So you better cut it to a degree. I ain't saying stop loving them. I ain't saying don't be there if they show change. These are the things that you need to be doing. Be there if they change. Be there if this and that. But yeah, you gotta play the hard line sometimes, son. I cut my man, look. Cut them off in a minute. Gee.
We got some time.
Man.
Yeah, give it all. I gotta buy more shirts. I'm fucking sold out, honey. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. My wife was talking. Sold out.
Interrupt. I'm done. Yeah.
Ooh, that so true. Oh, so true.
Hey, can one of y'all give me a positive quote?
Yes, I can. I love you all.
Damn.
I mean,
I
what's wrong with that?
Do unto others as you would have them do unto you.
There you go. Hey, since it, I didn't go to church Sunday because I had to drop off Brenda and Phil. But you guys want to know the Joker's prayer in the Bible?
No, Damien.
You don't want to know?
I don't want to know.
No.
Joker's prayer.
No, I don't play. I try not to play with them. I try not to play with the other powers. I got enough bad luck.
Well, hey, Lee, I'm going to tell you this. I found out that he had a wife because someone asked her, how was he hung? And she said like this. How was? Come on, that's religious.
Lord have mercy.
All right, you all are soft. That's fine. I get it.
All I can say is y'all. All I can say is Caucasians and Europeans. Y'all came up with this Christianity stuff. We had something else planned.
Hey, I didn't come up with shit. I didn't come up with stuff.
Shit.
Lord have mercy.
That's because
Toast y'all. It's legal in Missouri.
I did some research on Missouri.
Hey, Lee, don't blame Damien. Don't blame Damien. He's half Hispanic.
No, I'm not. My father. Hey, let's get this straight. My father was a Scottish Irish woman from Utah, and my mother's from Israel. Okay, and I look like this. I look like Shaggy and Great Brady and Baby and my parents should have never fucked. Come on now, get the fuck out of here.
Not right now, man.
What you drinking on today, baby?
Keystone Light. It's the cheapest
Okay.
beer at the package store down the road.
Okay.
They said they be peeing in.
Be old English.
I could be
Oh,
fine.
no,
See,
they don't have
Dame,
Old
let's
English.
say,
There's so many white people in this town. They don't have Old English. They ain't got, man, it pisses me off. I go in there and say, look, just order it for me. Get me some,
nah, because
I want the 40s.
hey, Dame, let me tell you why they won't do that. Let me tell you why they won't do it.
Because I freak out white people when they come over to my house. I'm like, hey, you want a beer?
No.
And I go to my fridge and I pull out a fucking 40. Like, what the fuck is that?
I'm gonna bring it.
Like, man,
I'm gonna bring a
you
call
don't
back
drink
to the
like
show
me.
for
Get
you,
the fuck
Dame.
out of my house.
I'm gonna tell you why they won't do it, because if they start bringing Old English there or St. Ives, that means the Nichols is coming.
Oh,
You heard me? They ain't gonna do it. They ain't gonna do it. The only thing you're gonna get is Colt 45, maybe. You might get Colt 45. You can get the Bud Ice. You can get the Bud Ice.
Hey Jojo, I'm looking at
They were
the
like in high school and shit.
Billy D. Williams beer. Colt
Colt 45, baby, works every time. That was, listen, they made this was like in 90, this was like in 89 or something like that. Colt 45 made a Power Master beer that was so strong they had to take it off the market because it wasn't that thing was it was a black can with a red horse on it, a red 45 horse, and that thing wasn't no joke. That thing was like
Cisco.
I want to say 11%. It was very high in alcohol. That thing was vicious.
This was
that's
Althea,
Cisco.
he's right. It wasn't wine. This was like 18.5% alcohol beer.
Yeah, that's more like it probably. It was beer. No, it was beer. It was beer. It was called.
But
It
you
was called
can't
Power
call it beer
Master.
on the can. Here, I'll give you another story. You can't call it beer on the can. That's why it's called malt liquor.
Yeah, but they also had that Crazy Horse. That Crazy Horse was kicking too back in the day.
And
I remember they had Red Bull.
I think that's what my girl was drinking the first time I got laid, because she was passed the fuck out, and I just stole that pussy.
Hey,
I
Red
could have
Bull.
met
Listen, I remember when they had the Red Bull.
We losing them. Next video, Molly. They going down the rabbit hole. A liquor.
That's a beer.
Nobody started answering the question.
I ain't sure if y'all even respond to that video.
Yeah, nobody responded to it yet.
What's the question?
Nah, I mean, it wasn't a question, but it was pretty much what you thought about the video about pouring all that you could into, your kids and having to cut them off if it's not working out, like, and not sacrificing your family's well-being to keep nurturing that child that's pulling from everybody else.
Yeah, I answered it, and the JoJo was following up, and then it just went. So I said, okay, we keep it moving.
Yeah, but when you see the thing, as I said once before, we try to live vicariously through our children. It's the things that we lacked, we want our children to do. Like, I wanted to be an engineer. I became an engineer, but I didn't become the electrical engineer that I wanted to be. So I wanted my kid to be one. So what I do, I work at the colleges so that she could go to school for free. Okay, but that's not what this kid wanted to be.
Exactly.
So, we try to do things to benefit for our children, but as you said, you got to allow them to bump their heads and figure out what they're going to do and assist them when you can. They'll come to you. I mean, it's just like helping someone. When they're ready to give you your flowers and thank you for helping them, they will.
Ain't nobody getting clean and sober. Hey Lee, ain't nobody getting clean and sober until they want to get clean and sober. You know what I'm saying? Just like that. It's just like that. They ain't gonna do it till they want to do it. I mean, now sometimes being forced in a situation help you want to do it.
Yeah.
So don't give that part up. You gotta take an L maybe once or twice on looking to extend a little extra to pull him or her around. I believe in that, but at the same time, don't get your arm chopped off extending it too far. You feel me? Like,
That's right. That's absolutely right.
I knew at the age of 14 when I was at Taco Bell cleaning that hard ass grill and cleaning that damn crap out the people's toilets after somebody going in and drop a brick. I knew. I said, I don't want to do this for the rest of my life. So in my mind, I was like, I got to go to school to get better grades so I can get better jobs, have a better chance for opportunity if I'm going to be a contender out here in this big world. I was
Damn, Reed. I wish I could think like that. I wish I could have thought like that.
Well, I was working because I had to buy my school supplies, had to buy my feminist supplies, my personal needs, because my grandparents was raising me at the time, and I was like, no, I got to do what I could do to help to pitch in. And I said, motherfucking grill, I'm like, I got to do better than this. I'm going to do it was different stuff geared me to push me that way. Now, when my son came along, I was listening to other people, and they was like, no, let him concentrate on school. He don't need to get a job. That's when that entitled bullshit came in. I felt as though if I would have made him have a job at the early on like I did, he would know definitely what he didn't want to do. I have a cousin right now that college, parents pay for college and everything, but you're flunking out because you don't know what you want to do. You want to do this, then you want to do that. You don't have any idea of what you want to do. But if your ass was cleaning toilets at the age of 14 and scraping grill, doing backbreaking work, I bet you would have more of an idea of what you don't want to do. You know, you don't.
Nah, it ain't always the case there because it ain't for everybody.
So they help gear you. Well, what can I do? Or what can I do to see a better future?
Absolutely.
Well, Althea, I got a request from the whole panel, please, because the wife's got to go do laundry. Will everyone say bye, Connie?
Yeah, Connie. Bye, Connie.
Yeah, gangster.
Hey, Reese. When I was working at Burger King, and I didn't really necessarily like that for my first job and all this and all that, besides working little summer jobs and all that. I'm talking about the first job that because I had got a whip, and I said I'll get a job because I'm gonna pay for my car, blah 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 blah. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm working at that joint, and I didn't think like that because it was hard work. I ain't had no problem with that hard work stuff because we had farm and stuff in our lives coming up. I had farm work in the summertime and stuff like that. You know what I mean? So hard work wasn't no thing, but I didn't think about getting out of it either. I just was like, well, shit, I'm at Burger King. We having cookouts every weekend. You feel me? Because I'm taking all the Whoppers up out of here every Friday night. We get the Whoppers. The whole neighborhood eating. We having a big cookout. You know what I'm saying? So that was just how I wish I would have said like, well, I better go back to school and get my education.
Your clothes, buy your deodorant, toothpaste, sanitary napkins. You was working to do something to furnish your whip. You wasn't working to sustain. There's a difference when you can work for fun and when you work when you used to buy some serious shit. So I didn't see no fun in it. The only fun of a payday when you get to buy a little bit, but then you had to stretch your budget and all that stuff. Shit.
Was that something that you had to do at that age, or
at 15?
Was that something that you had to do at that age, or did you? Is that something you had to do at that age, or did you just want to work at that age, or what was your mindset, Reese?
My mindset was that we didn't have enough money, and my grandparents was retired, and because they were taking care of me on their retirement, and the social service wasn't getting enough for social service, so I had to go out there to make ends meet because I needed personal stuff. If I wanted to use OB instead of the sanitary napkins, I would have to get out and buy my own brand. If I wanted to use Dial instead of Secret, I had to make my own way to get the things that I needed to get. My grandparents didn't believe in clothes. They didn't believe in the fact because they're country, they're old fashioned, and I'm like,
Althea, I just got it.
Damien.
No, let her finish.
No, Damien. Damn.
And you steady growing out of stuff, and you steady, it was a necessity. And I know they didn't have it, so I had to roll my sleeves up, roll my pants, and I had to make a way out of no way. And that's why I said I wasn't ashamed or scared of working. I was like, oh, I got to change the narrative because I can't be doing this wearing my grandmother clothes to school. I started off 9th grade, true story, wearing my grandmother clothes. Who? Come on now. Come on now.
Well,
9th grade.
But I mean, I don't know. I think, well, everybody said that might be a little. Yeah,
Everybody's story is
everybody said that
different
might
what gears them. But I know, like, I'm not, me and grandma, my Monday outfit the same as my Sunday outfit. Where the clothes, it wasn't, so I said, oh, okay, I got to make it. So
without that, you wouldn't even be able to know how to fight. See, so that helped you out. You got these tough.
Shades of blue.
That's fucking funny, man. That's fucking funny. Good punchline right there. And by the way, I'm stealing all your jokes, all y'all. I don't give a shit. I'm stealing them all.
You can't even remember them.
What else is new, David?
What? Oh.
What else is new?
Don't be tripping, man. I'm telling you. I mean, I'll steal every one of these situations, and I'll write them down, and I'll expose them live. I ain't gonna pull my dick out or anything, but I'll expose them live.
After you play this video and y'all discuss it and everything, I do have a question about the video before this one.
Okay.
Whenever y'all play
Yes, ma'am. I don't know what this
okay.
video is about.
I can't see it. So until I see it or hear it.
It came from you.
Okay, but
bothers me about that. So let's say you have a liberal city, it's Los Angeles, San Diego, and they just decide we're going to get rid of that history. We got new history. This is America built off the backs of slaves on stolen land. And that curriculum comes in.
Then we don't send them money. We would save half of our budget.
Okay.
This is going to upset those clowns at Fox News and the Republican nominee. And if we're going to talk about hardcore, blue blood, real American history, then yeah, America was built on slavery on land we took from indigenous people who were here before us. Why is that so hard to accept? Because none of us alive today had anything to do with that back then, but yet for some reason we just don't want to accept it. But I digress. Let's do a little facts over feelings, a little reality, if you will. Because in the 1800s in America, cotton was king. In the 19th century, cotton literally was king. It accounted for over half of everything we manufactured and exported to other countries for profit. It was the South's economic backbone, and it propped up America's ability to borrow money from overseas banks. Remember, cotton was one of the largest and most profitable industries in the world, and America dominated the global market. Enslaved Americans were so important to the cotton trade that from 1801 to 1862, we saw a 400% increase in production. By 1860, enslaved Americans produced over 2 billion pounds of cotton annually, and we exported 75% of that overseas for profit. In the 1800s, cotton was to our economy as to what oil is to our economy today. Would anyone like to take a guess as to why America became the dominant world leader in cotton production? Because slave traders went to Africa, put men, women, and children in shackles and chains, put them in the bowels of a ship, transported them to all over the world. But the ones that came to America, and there were over 10 million of them, they were imported just like cotton was being exported. And these men and women were put into the fields to work with a gun at their head and a whip to their back. And they had to work under fear of punishment, torture, or being unalived. And let's be honest with ourselves. America did this because it gave us an exponentially cheap and unlimited labor source to put into the fields. I'm going to be honest. I watched that clip several times to try to understand what the little man on the right was saying. He was saying in liberal cities, they're no longer teaching history. They're teaching new history based on how we were built on slavery on stolen land. Did I heard that right? And did the Republican dude in the middle say that if schools did that, he would cut off federal funding to them? I can't make this shit up. As always, Black history is American history.
Here's what bothers me about that. So let's say you have a liberal city, it's Los Angeles, San Diego, and they just decide we're going to get rid of that history. We got new history. This is America built off the backs of slaves on stolen land. And that curriculum comes in.
Then we don't send them money. We would say.
No, he was about to say how much money he would save. He was about to tell you how much he was going to save. You know what I'm saying?
That's what I'm geeking off
This
of.
really Monday Madness. I fucking love it. Monday Madness. All right, thanks,
That's what I'm
Elton.
geeking off of.
Hey,
Hey,
did y'all
man.
see? Did y'all
Pleasure to
see?
have-
Did y'all see? He had the leaky booty. They put a towel under his butt.
Yes.
His hemorrhoids is fucked up.
Well, you know, like we was talking about earlier, everybody got to make a sacrifice. You know.
Lock it in.
Hey, I got something to say about the video. I think it's important.
Why would we not know
Again,
that?
he was talking about Black
Well,
History Month.
no, you didn't.
Now, here's something that happened after the abolition of slavery. After the abolition of slavery, they incorporated a law where you could be incarcerated. Now, do you know in the United States that there's
Wait a minute.
one of the things? There's one thing. I'm going. There's
Wait a
one
minute,
thing
after
that's true
slavery, they
about our
incorporated a
country
law?
other than any other country in the world. And that is, since the abolition of slavery, we incarcerate more people than anyone else, and somewhere between 70 and 80% are all African American. So answer that question. I'd love to hear from the panel about that. Since the abolition of slavery, and we're the most litigious
We're not going to answer that question because we already know.
Long story short on that, big man, that's just an extension of slavery. It's warehousing. It's you get so much funding, you get so much funding, you get so much. I know. I'm just saying that's just an extension of that in a legal sense. See, and then you put all the guns and drugs and all these things in these communities, and now you know what I mean. Of course, they're going to be in jail because they're hungry and starving, or have no advantages in life, or you know what I mean. And so that's what that's going to be. It's a new extension, not new, but an old extension to an old slavery bit. You know, I've seen people in Cuba, from Cuba, in the federal joints with no sentence, no time, just sitting in there. You know what I'm saying? For real.
For 3 hots in the cot, Roddy?
They in the federal penitentiaries with no sentence and no charges, just sitting in the federal penitentiary because they're Cuban. We had a thing with Cuba back in the day when I was there. I don't know if that's all changed now. I haven't been there for many years. CA woman. Thank you. But things probably have changed a little bit because then the thing lift. And I'll give you one more. The thing lift off, what's it called, from Cuba. Can we get Cuban cigars and stuff like that now? And I'll tell you one other thing about the big industry, especially the federal penitentiaries. They're big business. Back in 2000s, Leavenworth revenued $21 million a month from their industry. They revenued $21 million a month in their industry. I never worked in none of them. I would work because you had to work or go to school or something. So I would work a job that saved them money. I wouldn't work a job that made them money. Feel me? So, you know, they wouldn't have to hire a CO to help me help them work in the kitchen. You know what I mean? But I wouldn't go into the factory and make laundry bags, or they were making furniture. They had furniture 1, furniture 2. They had mail bags. They had all kinds of stuff going on. So yeah, big business.
Yep.
Slavery still.
I spent
Still to
7 years
this
in
day.
Wabash, Indiana, and you know, that was pretty fucked up. And he's spot on. 7 years.
And DC,
he's absolutely fucking right. They make more money on phone calls and commissary than you could fucking possibly imagine.
Oh, that's just, of course, the food is a multi-billion-dollar business just by food and commissary itself. But there's also, I was going to say something, Damien, with with that. Oh,
I'm sorry,
DC,
go ahead,
like
Malcolm.
DC, they went all federal. But before they went all federal, they used to contract their inmates to private industries. You heard anybody from that area heard of Youngstown, Ohio, heard of Snow Hill, Red Onion. Red Onion.
You ever seen the movie Shawshank
Red Onion, they
Redemption?
thought you hid in Red Onion. Them hillbillies wasn't playing, shorty. I know if anybody knows anybody in there with the Red Onion, they'll tell you that people ain't play up in Red Onion. Them crackers will shoot you with them balls and everything up there, break your arms and all that. But it's a lot. There's a whole lot. No, for real.
Damn, you don't know what Red Onion is. That's why
It's big business, man. They contracted. They had if you got locked up in DC, you could end up in Arizona, you could end up in California, and all that. Now that the federal's taken care of, have it now. They try to keep you in a range of 500 miles, but if you do something bad, they can send you anywhere. So if you get in trouble, they can send you outside of that 500 miles. But if you're out, you're not going to be outside of your 500-mile range if you don't get in trouble. So you could end up anywhere.
Tell him again what Red Onion is, because that's why he's laughing, because he don't know what Red Onion is.
Red
Onion.
It's on the Tennessee.
Wait a minute, Damien. Tell JoJo what Red Onion is.
Red Onion is private industry.
JoJo, wait a minute. Let Damien tell you. Go ahead, Damien. What is Red Onion?
You know what? I don't have to answer that question because you don't know either. You don't know either out there.
That's the truth, yeah. That's the real
I'm
tea.
gonna slip into your little trick bag.
What
is a red onion out there?
It's one of those prison places where they camped out, where they took just like Youngstown, where they labored out, where they leased out the inmates to do whatever the job it is that they needed to do at that facility.
No, not the job, the time. They lease them out for time. They warehousing. They get a certain amount of money. They get a certain amount of money just to warehouse you. You don't have to do nothing now.
Who don't know? I have family members.
And Red Onion is out there on the Tennessee. I think it's on the Virginia Tennessee line out that way in the mountains up in there. It ain't no joke, me. I believe that's where it's. I ain't never make it there, but I heard some wicked stories about that mother.
But the red
And they
onion
were
goes
all true. And they were all
back
true.
to Georgia. The red onion goes all the way back to Georgia because when you guys remember the chain gang and all that stuff. How the fuck do you think the railroads were built so cheap by the federal government? Because they used black ex-slave prisoners to make the railroads.
They
You
use
missing some. They used a lot of Chinese.
California. Yeah, but the
From here
Chinese
to
got
there.
paid. The Chinese got paid. Black folks didn't.
Okay, that's my point. Duh.
That was not your point. Duh. Stop it, Damien. Can you say Boca por favor for the rest of the duration of the show? So I know you know what that means. I'm putting him in timeout, y'all. So go ahead, JoJo.
Okay.
What you were saying. Damien,
I ain't got
time
nothing
out.
done. I ain't done that whole situation. Slavery is a bunch. Matter of fact, we all right here still in there. You ain't got to be independent. You're a slave to the system right now. All of us are a slave to the system right now in some way, shape, or form. You know what I mean? So the only ones that ain't a slave to the system is you gotta go to A&E or something and watch Mountain Men or something like that. And people are out there living off the land or not paying a lot of bills and using a lot of bartering, to get things done. Their communities out there holding close because it's all about life and death. So, if you need help, somebody's coming. You could have a next door neighbor. You need help. They ain't opening the door if you're knocking on their shit. You know what I'm saying? And so, hello.
Hello.
That video. Trey, what was your question? Did you ever
Oh yeah, it was just when the video talking about like putting nourishment and stuff into your kids and giving them all that you can. Well, I mean, there's a lot of kids that I know that had to like teach themselves everything. Had parents well and alive that didn't teach them shit. Whether it be because the parents may have been younger, or I understand being a parent, becoming a parent is a trial area. Is something that you don't know. It's new to both of y'all, so it's something that you gotta. But what about the parents that don't give their children shit? What about the families that don't pass along shit, but maybe trauma or negativity or how to be broke or like what about those family setups?
You got to find it within yourself. You got to believe in yourself enough to know that that's not what you want. You want to break the cycle, break the chain. We got a bunch of curses as a people. There's so many curses and chains and stuff that's upon our heads. It's ridiculous. And you can only you can prevent forest fires. You know what I mean? Only you got to know what's in your life that you don't want to carry on into the future. You got to know what you want, and you got to first of all you got to believe and know what you're worth. A lot of us have self-esteem issues that we don't think we deserve no happiness, but that's not so. All of us deserve happiness. So you got to change it. You got to change your story.
Reese, but there's this one disadvantage in what. Oh, I'm sorry.
I mean, everybody's story is different. I can't tell everybody's story is different, written different.
It's rough though in our communities. When I get at it, it's rough in our communities just to get them in the direction of what they want, because the communities are so influenced with all the garbage. I don't care if it's social media garbage, reality show garbage, drug garbage, violent garbage, no unity garbage. All the garbage is all inside of our community. So it's rough even to get to them to answer what they want in life. You ask a kid what they want in life, they wouldn't say to be nothing. They'll say something, money, house, something like that, without even having a connection on how to get it. They think it just these rappers be popping up. They think they just all of a sudden popped up like they ain't never put in no work. You know what I mean? These kids ain't even working in our communities. They don't see behind the scenes.
How strong is your fight? Lock that in. How strong is your will? The human will is something strong.
But that's what I'm saying. The wills in our community are they're so weak.
But you got to fight for it. Ain't nothing easy. You know it ain't. Life ain't no easy win.
Already.
Take everything from you. So
I mean, I'm not saying that to say like everybody would say I give up. I don't mean it in that manner. I'm just saying that like I mean, man, to find the needle in the haystack, it's like just to get one person to listen these days on some stuff is hard. And I mean, I mean, look at what you. I mean, look at the comedy show on Georgia Avenue. I'm just going to throw it out there. I mean, just the next door neighbor, the business next door probably didn't even come. You feel me? Like ain't no support nowhere. Ain't nobody here going to tell you good job. You know what I'm saying? Shit.
But you got to keep on keeping on.
And that's where we're built at. And see, that's what you say. See, you say that. You just got to keep on getting it. And somebody going to get. We just go. See, now that's what we'll accept.
I didn't say somebody. Is all you need.
I'm not saying that as a personal blow to you. I'm saying that's how in our community. That's the little fake ass out we got. Oh, you just gotta keep on rocking. The direction
Jojo, you right.
The direction that we're rocking in ain't got no direction.
You either sink or swim. That's what you do. You either swim or not. You got the choice. You're right. You going
talking about the parents that.
Yeah, that's tough. I don't know if you believe in something. What do like, where do you go? Like, do you pray on to your parents? You praying to God? I mean, people believe in the biblical stories. Jesus' father ain't do none like physically, like he was walking on his own. Then they left him at 13. Any of the prophets you hear, they ain't had the best of parents. You know, so it's just like they had to decide which kid they wanted to kill in some of the stories. Like, do I kill this son or that son? So it's just like, I don't know. It just depends on the person. Like your mental is everything. Even since I was little, I ain't cared the fact of what my parents and them didn't do or did. I thought I could do everything. You know, and that was just how I was. But I had siblings that feel like they can't do much, and we came out the same household. I just think that somehow how some people built. You know, that's why you get that one or two people out the family that make it because they think totally different. You can't tell them they not great. You can't tell them they ain't going to accomplish what they going to accomplish. You can't tell them they can't start a company and become a millionaire. But you got some people you can. You can tell them, boy, ain't nobody in the family been in college. Why I think you gonna be different? You got some dummies that believe that shit. Yeah, you right. My mother and father never did. They ain't got nothing to do with me. I think totally different. I encourage my kids to think different. If you somebody out here ain't got parents that encourage you to do this and that, be your own encouragement. Find another role model. It ain't always got to come from in-house. That's why I say most of our favorite people or celebrities we look up to, they don't live in your house. It be Michael Jacksons and Michael Jordans and stuff like that because your parents can't play ball or sing and dance like Mike. So if you got any of that talent, that's who you look at. You a doctor, a lawyer, looking to people that's into the things that you into. You into fixing cars, mechanics. It just don't find an excuse to be pissed off. That's what the whole Ricky Smiley video was about. Stop blaming your parents. When do you get to age to stop blaming your parents for this? Why my life came out this way? But eventually,
I kind of want to get to the vein of that. I want to get to the vein of that though, because like, all right, so like there's so many. And I always say this: that detachment is so broad here. It's so wide because, like, okay, you could have like me. I was the athlete that was tied to school. You know what I mean? I wasn't with it because I didn't like being in school. I didn't care. I played ball at the park. My son, he was an athlete. And although he was good and he knew it, you know, it became, you don't take advantage. They think that they don't give up. They give up God's gifts to go for other people's visions these days. You know what I mean? I don't know if I'm saying that in a way that you can understand what I'm saying. My son actually gave up athletics just really to do nothing. I mean, I went and got a job. I gave up shit. Gave up school, but I went to work, you know, because that's what I wanted to do. You know what I mean? I got me a great job and I was getting it. So, but you give up like if you can write real good, you know what I mean? You should be doing good in school. You know, kid could get through school, graduated, but never took advantage of the God-given gifts that we have. And even though that he was directed and told, and if he didn't make it an athlete, he could have still went to college just like me, had somebody was going to send him there if he wanted to go, but couldn't get them to connect with the future. There was this huge disconnect. Like he didn't want to do that, but he just went out there into the oblivious, just nowhere. He wanted to do this, nowhere. You know, and it's just hard to understand. I see it time and time and time and time and time again in our communities, hundreds and millions of times. Kids doing good in school, all of a sudden they give it up just to go nowhere. You know what I mean? Being a great athlete, give it up just to go nowhere. Not like you giving it up to say because I'm gonna be a fashion designer or nothing like that. You giving it up and doing absolutely nothing. And I'm seeing it so much. And work with me on that, Molly. That's the root. That's the root I'm trying to get to. That root. How did it get the connection back to the community and the kids? And I say the school thing the other day because that's where our kids are at for 8 hours, but they won't let you teach a certain curriculum. You can't do nothing. So it's garbage.
You know, my grandfather had a 6th grade education because he wanted to go to school, but he couldn't. He had to work the farm, right?
Right.
He was big on education because that was something that was taken away from him that everybody should have the right to do, right? So when his kids came along, they had the right to go to school. My grandfather was making sure that he was in the kids' life, PTA meetings and all of that. But why do you think they still managed to drop out? because what was important to my grandfather was not important to their generation. That's where the disconnect came, because it's like having a slave that you working for weapons or you working for money. It's sort of like the disconnect. They had to whoop them and make them pick the cotton. Now the same people, generations different. It was that we'll pay you to get out there and pick the cotton. They was like, yeah, okay, we'll get out there and we'll do this. Yeah, because you getting paid, you getting compensated. Some things when you're forced to do certain things versus having your own will to do certain things or the freedom to do that certain thing. Some people don't take advantage of it, and some people do. It seems like people that have the less take advantage of everything that they can get, and a lot of people that have a lot given to them will squander that shit. I've seen it. You got a car, you got school, you got this, and you won't have to look at a black snake because you feel entitled that your parents have paid. But then the other people who don't have it easy, who don't have it, but say, I'm gonna change mine, I'm gonna have something, and I'm gonna be not only the great for myself, but I'm gonna help the rest of my family. I'm gonna show my brothers and sisters how to do it this way, y'all. I'm gonna show. So it depends on what kind of fight you got in yourself, how you believe in yourself, and your self-esteem, what you believe in, that you can do it, or you gonna die trying. What 50 Cent say? Get rich or die trying to change that narrative. Some people just give up because they got it. Hey, Mom, give me $50. Here, boom. You ain't gonna go out and work for it when it can be given to you.
Yeah, some people give up because they need support. Some people just give up because they need support if they don't have the right support system, because we all don't know everything about every part of what we need to do. Reading a book is one thing, but comprehension is another one. You might have something that you may be able to do something I can't do, and I do something you can't do. So if we put it together, we can do it. But we tend to not see each other's view, our visions. And we fall short as adults. And this is as adults. We're not even going to look at the kids, because if that was the case, the kids, look at New Edition, look at all of these groups that got together. Somebody saw something in them they saw something in each other to do it. So we all need each other.
I agree. Lock it in.
And how many groups do you see now, Lee? They busted that group up. You can. It's cheaper to do an individual. They busted that. That's the same thing they do with everything else.
Well,
You know what I mean?
No, I can't say they busted them up. What they did was they picked out. They made a choice of who they wanted to.
Because if that was the case, then there would still be big groups coming out and picking one out. They ain't got no groups really coming out like that.
Just because
it's all individual solo shit, or you know.
Yeah, the individual solo, and the reason why they do it is because somebody gets greedy, or there's too much money being put out there.
Exactly. First of all, you can get even deeper than that. When you have more, that's where the disconnect came with the families. When you don't have you living with your grandmother and grandparents and taking care of the family, you separate them. Now you got 4 different families with 4 different income taxes. If we all living in the same house, taking care of each other, we only paying 1 tax, and we all living and coming up. But we so worrying about not having nobody around us, being our business, being that I'm the one doing everything and I'm the shine. We'll cut our family, we'll cut our grandmothers, we'll send our mama to the nursing home in 5 minutes with the money in the bank. We'll send her to the nursing home instead of taking care of her.
Yep.
You know, so that's how separate we are now. So low.
Because of the community. You said you got 4 grown-ups living at home. Why can't all 4 put in and have an awesome home? But they rather each get out there and go the individual to have their own separate difference instead of working together to come together as a community. We don't have that. You know, like there's some comedians, I ain't gonna say no name, that we all go to the same show. But it was like we all could go together, you know, everybody kicking some gas and we could all get there together, have an awesome show. Nope. I'm a roll bolo solo because I ain't nobody going with me. You ain't getting in my car. You ain't getting for whatever little selfish reason, whatever. But you know, it's just that they don't want nobody riding with them, whatever reason. But the point I'm trying to make,
now
if you can
when
go
I was
fast
when I
alone, but you can stay and be stronger as a group. That's
yeah
all I'm
right.
saying.
So when I go ahead. I'm sorry. I was saying that the Asian when remember when the Asian came in our communities and was owning all the corner stores and all that. Remember that? Well, I used to clean a lot of them carpets and houses and upholstery and their businesses and stuff. And whenever I went to their houses, you know what you saw? You saw great grandma, great grandpa living on the first floor. You saw the newlyweds living in the attic. You seen the mom and dad living on the second floor. You seen the youngins in the basement from the aunties and somebody, a sister, and you seen another something living on the third floor. Now you got 3 different generations, families of 4 or more living in this house, all community building each other up.
Yep.
And came over and lived good off our individuality, going to the store, you know what I mean, and looking out and not being a community coming together and getting our own stores down there, to having our own things. We just opportunity after opportunity passes us by because we so whooped on being. I'm rolling. I'm doing this. I'm doing that. I'm the time. Why do most men get fancy cars back in, I don't know, you know, these days everything fancy, but it wasn't for them. It was for the girls. You didn't get a car because you liked it. You got it because other people liked it. You feel me? Usually people wanted to be seen. People and it's disconnect. They just made us all so individual. We don't even take care of our own next door neighbor, our own family, our own mother, for crying out loud. Nursing homes. We'll put the storage unit and grandmom, we'll pay for both of them instead of having her in the house with.
Hey, can I say something about that, brother? Because I really appreciate what you said. Can I say something about that? My name is Damian Seaman. I am the founder of Comedy for the Cure. And as a retired Navy corpsman, there's 3 things that piss me off. 3 things piss me the fuck off. If the government, the insurance company, or an employer does not pay bills when you have a sick child or a sick partner, I know what I have, and that is I have the ability, because of comedy, I have the ability to harness 1,500 comedians that if anyone needs any money, I can give it to them. And it's like silent. We dump it out on them in cash. I mean, and I don't know why I started it, but I do know that it was started because I saw it firsthand when I was a child. And, you know, Comedy for the Cure has been in existence for 18 years. And it was 18 and a half years that they said I was going to be dead in 6 months. And no one came to my fucking back. So I knew by the grace of God that there was something else I had to do with my life. And that's all I've done ever since. I've never looked back. And if you guys ever know anyone who has a sick partner or a sick child, you know, needs a phone bill paid, something like that, that's why I sell so many fucking shirts, is because I know that I have the ability to give back with comedy. And so with all the rhetoric of, you know, this discussion, I think that's how comedians are the most useful thing in the world. I mean, you go back to like England. Who was the most protected person in the castle? The most protected person was the Joker. Any thoughts on that?
I'm happy to see everybody on this platform. Especially meeting. Well, I met Lee. I met Lee at the same place I met Reset. But I'm happy to see people that can use just their, not even making it sound away, but use their mouth or their verbiage to reach out to people, to make it as a monetary means, as just something for yourself. I mean, y'all have extra reasons to get out there and be doing things. So I'm happy to see people having their own platforms. Lee got her own shows. You know, we keep shouting that out. Reese got her book. Like you have a movement, and you have people that came from this platform and went out of their states and hometowns to go. You know, so,
Thank you. Yes, they
so
did.
I give it to all of y'all for real. Like seeing all of y'all put up posts and take pictures, places, having fun. That's inspiring. That's what picks me up even more. Yeah, so that's what's up.
And Trey, you got your movement too, baby. I see you out there
Oh,
posting and doing
yeah.
your thing and your show. I mean, you using your platform as well. That's it. What did Kenneth say? Kenneth said the key is moving. He said whether you go solo or you going in a group, the thing.
He said, I'll read it for you if you don't mind. It says the main thing is stay true to the mission. If your unity is working, then do that. If working solo is well for you, then do solo. Whatever we do, just don't stop moving.
On Friday, can you come there?
Yeah, I agree with that. Just keep moving, you know, regardless. Just try to keep pushing regardless. But seeing these people on this platform, when I'm able to be on the show or I'm just watching at work or something like that, it's nice to see. It's nice to be around. Different shades, different age groups, you know. So it's cool to see.
Because we
People
all
have
the world
platforms to show
of how I look. Like Shaquan Williams said last week, and Kenneth say this all the time: be the change you want to see. Change agent. I used to say that all the time too. Be the change that you want to see. We got to.
Right here,
when we can get together. When you got solo missions, do the solo. Do it all. Like you said, just don't stop moving. But I was saying that some of us, not us, not nobody here on the panel, but some people feel as though that they can go quicker and faster and higher by themselves. You can, but just as fast as you shoot up, your ass come right back down. But when you going together and you moving and you planting your feet on solid rock together as group, it won't be as easy to fall down, because if we climbing together in tandem, let's say that, and I fall off the top, Trey grab me, I got you, Reese, so I won't have to go all the way back to the bottom by yourself. But when you a lone climber and you falling by yourself, guess what? You go down by yourself. There's nobody there to reach their hand out to try to grab you midway. We all need help every now and then, some place or another, and we all should be there to grab and meet the need and help each other. Is what I'm saying. But when you
these little niggas need a thin pathway with walls all around it to be pushed down in that motherfucker. All that other shit, because they don't know there is no way. You know what I mean?
Around here, they had ski masks and they got guns more than the grown folks around here. You know, these kids got guns on them around here.
Yep, jacking and racking. This is what I'm saying. How do you get
cars
to the place to where you're showing them where you can't even get to the guidance, because these little niggas can do mad stuff before they even out of Pampers. They ain't even worried about changing. They ain't even worried about going to the pot. They too busy right now. They know how.
Changing their diapers.
They smart enough. They smart enough, but they using the intelligence in the wrong areas of life. And guess what we do? We let them do it in our community because we so
Listen, what she's talking about is us in the comedy community. There's a few of us that would rather do it alone than to be a group, be a team. That's what she's saying.
Yeah, no, I'm down. I mean, I'm with y'all. I'm with her, but she said it first with the ride. I mean, Dawood. When I'm driving, if you know, he got a car, I'm still coming to get him if it's that way. And then if it's this way, he get a car, and then we're gonna pick up Mike too. And you know what I'm saying? There's 3 or 4 of us gonna pull up. You know what I'm saying?
I like that too, JoJo.
Now that's the way it's supposed to be done.
But most of the mugs, I've seen a dude do a post that said I'll see you there. You know what I'm saying? They ain't playing like that. They wouldn't pick you up if you asked them.
Yeah.
18 years, 1,500 comedians.
God damn.
You guys think that I would headline all my own shows? Absolutely not, man. I mean, people get tired of my fucking ass. They get fucking tired of me. So that's why, I mean,
No way. No fucking way.
and I got
No
the
way.
best talent showing up to Misery, and that was Brenda and Phil Page. I mean, they were
That's
just
why I stopped drinking. That's why I stopped drinking so much, Dave. You can't put it in you all because your mouth just rock on like a boy taken from a pro.
the fuck I want. I'm half a century old. I'm white. The only white you're on the panel right now.
There it is. There it is.
Is he white?
Oop, there
Is
it
he
is.
white?
There it is. That's what I was talking
I don't know what the fuck I am. I'm just tall. And I got
There
a
it
little dick,
is.
bad posture, and a bad attitude.
God damn it.
Yeah, God, yeah,
God damn it.
Damn.
Nice. Florida.
Where Rodney at? I know Rodney better than let Rodney. I say what the fuck out.
Oh man.
Hey, well,
What
look,
you
man.
doing? We ain't doing that. We ain't doing that. No, we ain't doing that. That we not doing, bro. I mean, I like you, you cool, but we ain't doing that. No. I mean, every year that since I've been here, every new birthday, I've been recognized and I've been told, I've been shown, and I had to hear someone call me the N-word every year to reinstate that I am just that. And I don't like it. And I don't like it being told twice in 1 year and 3 times in 1 month. So don't do it no more. Because I know you in the show me state, and there's a lot of trees there, but I don't have a problem. We ain't doing that no more, man. Don't do that. Don't do that no more.
I haven't said anything.
Okay. Hit dog will holler, but that's not.
I mean, did you? Hey, Lee, did you think that it came out of my mouth and someone else used the N-word? Because I haven't used it.
I thought that was you.
No, he didn't say the N-word.
Oh.
No, he ain't say the N-word.
No, he ain't say the N-word.
I had got so emotional.
No, he ain't say the N-word, short. He just did the white privilege joint. That's all.
He didn't say what he wanted to say. He said, I'm white.
Yeah, he ain't say that.
Yeah, he did the white privilege joint. I'm white.
That's
I'm
not
white.
what
I'm white.
He pulled the Dave Chappelle.
He did.
Listen, that's what I say though. But see, that's how deep. I mean, even with one of the coolest dude you ever met that ain't got no really racism in it, but he still know G white in America and he got an extra hand. It's just that simple.
At the end of the day.
He know it. He ain't no dummy.
Listen, when he said I'm white,
lock it in. All right, lock it in.
Listen, when he said I'm white, I was waiting on the rest of it.
No, that don't make him a racist. That don't make him a racist. That makes him take
I didn't say it. I wasn't saying it
I
made
didn't
him
say
a
you did. I
racist.
didn't say you did. I'm just saying that I mean, we would do the same thing if we could get a loan because we was black, and I mean, we just had and then they didn't give it to them. You don't think that we would be like, no, we ain't got no black privilege? No, not really. What are you talking about? And then you'd be right down there, and the white man needs his feelings fixed, and
Listen, wait a minute.
it would be the same thing. It would be the same thing because you would know it. You would know it.
Listen, that's just not going to happen anymore because affirmative action has been dead. We were doing that at one time when we had affirmative action. We got something you can't get. Getting hired and not because you're black, But we had the experience, we had the knowledge to do the things that we for that job. We just wasn't getting it. Now that we're getting it, and they killed affirmative action. For a person to come out and say, "Oh, I'm white," that tells me, "Oh, I done had to take a step back." No, we're not doing it. And I love you, Damon. I love you.
I ain't gonna say it because, like I said, we all recognize.
Lee, you are one of my all-time favorites, and I cannot wait to see you perform.
Lord.
I pay in cash, just so you know.
I'm too vulgar to put. I'm in Missouri. In Missouri, I'm too vulgar. I'm too vulgar.
Censor comedians. I've never done a clean show in my fucking life.
I have.
Never done
I
a
did
fucking
one.
clean show.
I did one by accident.
Okay, well that was gross. You should just always.
You telling me? Only thing I did was what?
Why don't you call you know, why don't you call them up? You know what I mean? So y'all can talk about the see if you can get that vulgar shit in Missouri. You know what I mean? Get that up there. He'll chip in here.
On the Morning Mac show, turn up Tuesday. Because I've been
Well, Thursday, I have
Today,
I think they're already filled up. But at Kick 66 in Springfield, right down the street from the Blue Room, is going to be a comedy competition, and the Hub gave me residency. So the person who wins that gets to be the feature, and then Brenda gets to pick any one of y'all to be the headliner.
Okay. Out there trying
Back
to say.
you, Reese.
Out there trying to say something.
I'm trying to say goodbye. I'm trying to say mama.
Mama. Right, where's she at? Where's she at anyway? My time for her to go ahead and come back from work. Where's she at?
That's funny.
My time for her to get home anyway.
Oh, sorry.
Damn out there. I know.
Any advertisements, anything that needs to be, read off before
we still got the drag show going. I just got my new flyers and shit.
That part.
Okay. No,
Hey,
yeah.
Can you put up the competition?
Man, we talking about a drag show. You gonna dress in drag?
You getting in the competition? You getting in the show?
I'm supposed to.
He got a show coming.
Because I would win.
Well, call me.
I'm that confident. I'm like Serena Williams, but
She said,
call me.
Serena Williams. All right.
I'll hit the shit out of that racket, right? I'll told you.
He said he'll hit the shit out the racket. What's gonna happen to the tennis ball?
Yep.
I don't care. What the fuck happened to the tennis ball? Yeah, I'm talking about Althea's butterbean. It's bigger than
no
tennis
damn.
L.A. Josh Preston said sometimes you gotta tell Trevor no.
Came down
Right.
Monday, man.
Not Trevor.
Yeah.
He called us Trevor.
Not Trevor.
From GTA.
He said Trevor.
Mama.
Yep, going with the mama. Hey, we got the Galactic Punch on the. Hey, go on, Trey. Read that shit. I can't see.
No problem, no problem. This is Lee Ruff Warren and production, everybody. The Galactic Pens presents Friday Night Drag Show featuring Monet Dupree, Alicia Kelly, and Sasha Adams Sanchez. Hosted by one and only Althea McFarlane. You see her up there with the rest of the girls. This is on November 8th, y'all. So at 9 p.m., you have tickets online for $20, which is obviously $5 cheaper. If you got the $5, if you don't mind, you still want to show up, tickets at the door for $25. This is at 1303 Green Street, Alexandria, Virginia, 22314.
Yeah, hey, and also y'all get ready because my first year anniversary is coming up November 30th, and we getting ready to party.
Hey, and parlay.
Yeah.
Man.
What else we got? What else we got out there?
What else we got?
I can't see.
Anything else, Molly?
Anything else to roll by? All right.
Yeah,
Philip Page, December 6th, 2024. Let's see. Hosted by Sauce in the City by Brenda Brown, a.k.a. The Chocolate Child. In Las Vegas. Let's see. I see times from 5:30 a.m. to 8:30. That's a little too small, but I think that was his ticket. A little too small.